catchphrase, pretending to be The Rock.
Here's the biggest event of the summer.
Y'all want this match?
Knight versus Paul.
I'll own you, I'll own that belt, and there's nothing you can do to stop it.
For the United States Championship.
Every moment, box office. Tell them whose game this is.
WWE SummerSlam. Tonight,
we want the same thing.
an epic showdown.
Cody trying to take the fight to the bloodline.
It's the biggest event of the summer.
It is going down at SummerSlam.
Rhodes versus Sikoa. For the undisputed WWE Championship. WWE SummerSlam. Tonight, from the rock and roll capital of the world, comes the biggest event of the summer. WWE SummerSlam.
Jelly Roll, my guy. Thanks for doing this, man.
Yes, I wouldn't have had it any other way.
Listen, SummerSlam is coming up.
And it's in Cleveland.
It is in Cleveland. You're a huge WWE fan. Like, what are you hoping to see at this year's show?
What do I want to see at SummerSlam?
From Nashville, Tennessee, Jelly Roll!
Butterball biscuits, that's some serious jelly pop!
There is no doubt we are officially in the Jelly Roll era.
Jelly power, a punch in every package.
Jelly? Yo, Jelly.
Hey.
I feel like you just went somewhere.
Oh, yeah, I did. And I can't wait to go back.
Then, now. Forever. Together.
This is the city of Cleveland, Ohio, beautifully situated on the southern shore of Lake Erie. It boasts a population of well more than 2 million. Culturally significant in the home of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. And for the second time, Cleveland will host SummerSlam. This time here at Cleveland Browns Stadium, home of the NFL franchise, Cleveland Browns. And tonight, the undisputed WWE Champion will go into battle alone. Cody Rhodes' comrades have been left beaten and battered in the American Nightmare. Now will defend the championship in a Bloodline rules match against this man, the self-proclaimed, self-anointed head of the table, Solo Sikoa, accompanied by the Bloodline looking to bring the title home. You know, guys, the old saying, hell hath no fury. Women's world champion Liv Morgan, dumped, ditched, and embarrassed by Dirty Dom. She looks to take out frustrations on Mommy. Rhea Ripley, she never lost the championship. Close to give it up after an injury caused by Liv Morgan. Rhea Ripley searches revenge tonight. And the son of a sinner, rapper, writer, entertainer, CNA winner, Grammy-nominated superstar, Jelly Roll is here. He performs live tonight at the 37th annual SummerSlam.
Jelly Roll, my guy. Thanks for doing this, man.
Yes, I wouldn't have had it any other way.
Listen, SummerSlam is coming up.
And it's in Cleveland.
It is in Cleveland. You're a huge WWE fan. Like, what are you hoping to see at this year's show?
What do I want to see at SummerSlam?
From Nashville, Tennessee, Jelly Roll!
Well, butterball biscuits, Michael Cole! That's some serious jelly pop!
There is no doubt that we are officially in the Jelly Roll era.
Jelly power, a punch in every package.
Jelly? Yo, Jelly.
Hey.
I feel like you just went somewhere.
Oh, yeah, I did. And I can't wait to go back. Where'd you get that?
And now, Mike's Harder Lemonade presents Countdown to SummerSlam.
You ain't nothing but a
WWE production has been in town the past couple of weeks, outfitting Cleveland Browns Stadium into the home of the 37th annual SummerSlam. And WWE has been on a massive roll as of late, thanks to this man, WWE's Chief Content Officer, Triple H. I like to call the era we're living in the Triple H era. And tonight, one of the most personal rivalries in the history of WWE. The Scottish Warrior, Drew McIntyre, obsessed with CM Punk, but also has to worry about the special guest referee tonight. Seth freaking Rollins claims he's going to call this down the middle. And for the first time in 10.5 years, a one-on-one match on television in a WWE ring for this man, the controversial CM Punk. And hello, Cleveland! I'm Michael Cole, the voice of WWE. I am joined by the former Intercontinental Champion, now the voice of Friday Night SmackDown, Wade Barrett. Boom! From ESPN and the Pat McAfee Show, all-decade punter who sprinted here from the Hall of Fame induction ceremony earlier today, my Raw colleague, Pat McAfee.
How you doing? How you doing, SummerSlam?
And former Mr. Money in the Bank, former WWE Champion, Big E, with us here tonight. Michael, I don't know about you, but I feel the power! And I feel the power of this SummerSlam card. Let's take a look, ladies and gentlemen, at what goes down tonight. This is now a Bloodline rules match. Cody Rhodes defending the undisputed WWE Championship against the self-proclaimed head of the table, Solo Sikoa. Damian Priest puts the World Heavyweight title on the line against the King General Gunther tonight at SummerSlam. Mentioned this a bit earlier on. The special guest referee is Seth Rollins. Takes on CM Punk, Drew McIntyre, one-on-one here tonight. Liv Morgan, a woman scorned, defends the Women's World Championship against Mommy, the Eradicator, Rhea Ripley. And on the SmackDown side of things, Bayley will defend the WWE Women's Championship against the winner of the Queen of the Ring tournament, Nia Jax. Logan Paul comes home to Cleveland to defend the United States Championship against L.A. Knight. Yeah. And the Intercontinental title on the line. Can Sami Zayn do it again? He takes on the unpredictable badass Braun Breaker for the Intercontinental Championship. A lot of personal battles here tonight, guys, and I want to start with you, Wade, because you were there last night on Friday Night SmackDown. Cody Solo, now Bloodline rules. Who does that favor?
It has to favor Solo Sikoa. I mean, the guy has got the deck completely stacked. Solo Sikoa is taking the Bloodline to new levels, never seen before, and I say that with respect to what Roman Reigns achieved in his time. But the fact that
New levels?
This guy But listen, Cody Rhodes has no backup. He has no one to protect him. Bloodline rules. It's going to be about 4 against 1.
Cole, new levels. I'm afraid I've got some bad news for you.
Bad. These little what?
I wish I had a better accent, and obviously this place is acknowledging their tribal chief, Roman Reigns, which I can respect because what Solo has been doing on Friday nights, where it's seemingly a little bit of cosplay, seemingly doing a lot of exactly what Roman was trying to do. And I think Jacob Fatu is an absolute dog, and Tonga and Sola is certainly a threat. But Cody Rhodes has fought in a Bloodlines rules match before, and he has won. We all remember that night at WrestleMania when he finished his story finally and did his thing. So I don't think Cody Rhodes, although the deck is stacked against him, I think he's going to be A-okay.
But I think the question is, before Cody had friends, now we've seen Randy put out, we've seen Kevin put out as well. In his Bloodline Rules match, who does Cody possibly have to come to his aid? That's the question.
Absolutely nobody. Flying alone tonight, and that's why it's such danger for Cody.
Maybe Michael Cole.
Let's talk about the World Heavyweight Championship over on the Monday Night Raw side. Damian Priest defending against the King of the Ring, Gunther. Pat, you and I have talked about this matchup at length. What does Damian Priest have to do tonight to keep the title?
Yeah, we were all incredibly pumped for Damian Priest cashing in his Money in the Bank briefcase at WrestleMania. Whenever Drew kind of missed everything. Now, what Damian Priest has been able to do as our champion has been phenomenal. He has led in a great fashion. But what he's taken on right now, with the former ring general, now the king general, and the way he's been talking, the way he's been acting, the way he carried the Intercontinental title for 666 days, it's going to be a slobber knocker. It's going to be a fight, and I think the people of OH are going to love everything about it.
Countdown show leading up to SummerSlam. We've got correspondents all throughout Cleveland Brown Stadium. Let's head back to Byron Saxton.
Thank you so much, guys. I had the opportunity to speak to Cody Rhodes about 35 minutes ago, and we talked about not just the undisputed WWE Championship match tonight, but specifically the newly added Bloodline Rule stipulation. Much like last night on Friday Night SmackDown, Cody acknowledged that there are some people out there who are going to look at his decision to accept this match as downright crazy, but that he is confident that he knows what he's getting into. Now, here's what's interesting. After I spoke to Cody, I also spoke to one of Cody's confidants who asked to remain anonymous. And that confidant told me they're concerned that Cody's pride may dig an inescapable hole for the American Nightmare. That's the word from outside the bus of the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes. Jackie, back to you.
Thanks, Byron. As you can see, I am outside the Judgment Day's clubhouse, which is still showing the effects of one Liv Morgan. But the vandalism is something Rhea Ripley tells me she wants to keep up there to serve as motivation heading into her match tonight at SummerSlam, where she looks to win back the title that technically she never lost. Now, one of the big questions heading into this match, what is the true status of Rhea's shoulder? Now, obviously, she's healthy enough that she has been cleared to compete in this match, but as we've seen many times in professional sports, shoulder injuries can be tricky. The recovery is often complicated and filled with setbacks. So I asked Rhea point blank yesterday, is your shoulder 100%? She said, Jackie, not only is my shoulder 100%, I'm as strong as I've ever been. In fact, I set a personal best this week on my shoulder press. She said pre-injury, I could push 80 pounds for about 4 reps. Post-injury, I'm pushing 85. So technically, Liv Morgan is about to face the strongest Rhea Ripley yet. Kathy, over to you.
Well, thanks so much, Jackie. Now, backstage, everyone is talking about the highly anticipated return of CM Punk. I actually caught up with him earlier today, and he said that he is just ready for tonight. He didn't really want to discuss anything Drew McIntyre related, only wanted to talk about his dog, Larry, eerily just calm and collected heading into tonight. I can confirm, though, my broadcast colleague, Michael Cole, did an exclusive interview with CM Punk where he does discuss Drew McIntyre. He discusses Seth Rollins, and he discusses the volatility that is undoubtedly going to boil over here tonight in Cleveland. But before we get there, let's see how the story unfolded.
Over
10 years, you people never forgot me, and that's why I'm back. I'm here to win the Royal Rumble and main event WrestleMania. In the course of the Rumble, I tore my right tricep. My dream ever since I was a little kid was to main event WrestleMania.
I want you to know this. I prayed for this and it happened. In that Rumble, I targeted you.
It's never gonna be good enough.
Drew McIntyre is in the world title match. I want you to have a front row seat at WrestleMania.
Take it to the end just to watch me as I fall.
Losers pray for things to happen. Winners make it happen. There are consequences to your actions, and you are looking at them. You will never be champion as long as there is air in my lungs. Screwed me over in front of my family, my friends, my country.
I didn't just take your dignity, did I?
Just let fate
The Money in the Bank, I am going to win that contract. I am going to cash it in that night. You made a big promise. You were going to walk out world heavyweight champion. You blew it again, Drew.
Why did you stick your nose in my business?
I was handling my business. There's a man running around with a bracelet with my wife's name on it. All the chaos that you've caused, I volunteered. I am your special guest referee.
I feel like it's the climax to it all.
I'm cleared. Come get this beating that you deserve.
How long I've waited for this. There's nothing in the world that's gonna stop me tearing you apart.
I'm not some little referee that you can just push around. I'm the boss. I'm the law.
There's comfort in the chaos, 'cause it's all I've ever known. If it isn't going
Get out of line. I will put your head in the dirt.
then it doesn't feel like home.
I won't stop until your heart does.
I'm gonna get my pound of flesh.
And this match has really been decades in the making. Drew McIntyre and CM Punk, Seth Rollins, the special guest referee. A lot to break down when we talk about this matchup, and I want to start with you, Wade, and I want to talk about Seth Rollins. In my opinion, he may be the most unbiased official possible for this match because he hates both men. Your take on that?
Yeah, well, that makes you just twice as biased as anyone else would be in that situation. You're biased against both guys, and I think it's an absolute disgrace that Adam Pearce has put Seth Rollins in that position. You need the best of the best in that position. Seth Rollins, fantastic performer, no doubt about that. One of the best I have ever seen of any generation. He's no referee, though. What are we doing? This is one of our marquee matches with the two of the biggest names of the industry.
But there is precedent at SummerSlam. Jesse Ventura's done it a couple of times, HBK, Triple H. So it's not like it's never been done before.
Yeah, and look, the reason we're even in this predicament is because your good friend Drew, last time we were out here, was shoving refs around. Look, I don't blame the refs for not wanting to be a part of this madness.
So your take is the whole reason this match is happening is because of what happened 4 weeks ago in Toronto. We're completely negating the fact that CM Punk has attempted to destroy Drew McIntyre's career on 3 separate occasions.
Now,
but you've decided to
hold on, and to counteract that, Drew McIntyre actually came out and said that he prayed that CM Punk would get hurt and be ruined. In the first night that CM Punk came back, Drew McIntyre actually stormed out of the building immediately. No welcoming, no nothing. So it's like both these guys have set this up, and we're all in for it.
No. Hurty words. Drew McIntyre said some hurty words to CM Punk.
He did say some
CM
hurty
Punk took it very badly and has now tried to derail McIntyre's career, cost him about 3 separate opportunities at becoming world champion. That, to me, is a massive overreaction. Well, guess what? There's going to be a counter-reaction tonight from Drew McIntyre in this match.
Rollins rules.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
I don't know. We don't know. We'll discover tonight. We'll find that out tonight. Look, and look, those hurty words were not just words directed to... We're talking about his wife.
And
his dog.
Larry.
You've seen John Wick.
I don't like dogs.
You have a dog.
I hate the thing. It's not my dog.
Oh, my God.
Nonetheless,
I'm
bottom
a
line is
cat
this. It's going to be an interesting countdown show because I had a sit-down interview with CM Punk that's very controversial. He had a lot of things to say about Seth and Drew. Seth's also going to be part of this panel a little bit later on this afternoon.
9 people have been guest referees in the history of SummerSlam. Some of them have been good. Some of them have obviously had a little bias. Seth freaking Rollins is going to look good, and he's going to be damn good at his job.
You know, we also have a guest host of SummerSlam, The Miz, cruising around Cleveland in the SummerSlam Express bus.
Yeah! Y'all made it, dog! Y'all made it! Whoa! I like it! It made my nose a little big, but it's okay. It's okay, I love it! Y'all made it! About time! Let's come on. We not staying in Miz Story House? But it's Miz's Story House. We're gonna go around Cleveland. I'm down. Let's do it!
You know, Pat and I had the opportunity to spend the day with Miz yesterday. He is so excited about this SummerSlam Express bus and hosting SummerSlam. Miz cruising around the entire city of Cleveland. Of course, Miz born and raised here, as is Logan Paul, who will defend the United States Championship a bit later on tonight at SummerSlam. The 37th annual SummerSlam is here at Cleveland Brown Stadium on the banks of Lake Erie. And throughout the show tonight, we are going to count down SummerSlam's hottest 10 moments.
What on earth did we just witness? The in-ring debut of The Fiend, who has cast this frightening spell over the entire WWE. Looking to slay The Fiend here tonight with a coup de grace, but he's caught! Caught in a mandible claw! Finn trying to struggle, but Finn is out. The Fiend with the victory. Biggest stars in the women's division here in WWE, Belair, Charlotte, and Asuka.
See the intensity in the eyes of the EST.
Ooh! Belair's knee, been favored throughout the matchup. Bianca Belair, though, trying to drag herself back into the ring. 450! And now Charlotte gonna pick the bad leg.
This is gonna do it. Bianca's not gonna hang on.
Asuka misses with a kick. Belair rolls her up. Belair wins the title.
How on earth did Bianca Belair fight through the pain?
Io Sky is rushing down to the ring. To the bad knee with the briefcase.
face.
Off the face of Belair. Just cash it in. Moonsault. Cover. Io Sky wins the championship.
Shocking news here at SummerSlam 88. Brutus the Barber Beefcake, because of injury, unable to challenge the Intercontinental Champion, the Honky Tonk Man, tonight.
I knew Brutus the Barber Beefcake wasn't going to wrestle the greatest Intercontinental Heavyweight Champion of all time, but being the humanitarian that I am, I'd say, give me anybody. Let me have somebody to wrestle.
He may be one of the greatest. The guy's had that title over 2 years.
Big smile on the face of the Honky Tonk Man.
Get me somebody out here to wrestle. I don't care who it is.
We're all waiting here. They've exploded here in the garden. It's the Ultimate Warrior.
That's what you do if you want something. You go out and get it.
Ultimate Warrior exploding here on the Honky Tonk Man.
Warrior doesn't know what to do. He's so excited.
The title definitely up for grabs here.
Oh, we can get a new champion right now.
He got it! History has been made here! Take a good look at the new Intercontinental Champion, the Ultimate Warrior.
Tonight,
we want the same thing.
an epic showdown.
Cody trying to take the fight to the bloodline.
It's the biggest event of the summer.
It is going down at SummerSlam.
Rhodes versus Sikoa. For the undisputed WWE Championship. WWE SummerSlam.
The heart of rock and roll is in Cleveland. But the heart of Cleveland is forged in hard work. It's not just the city, it's the people. I was born in Cleveland. Lifelong friendships were born in Cleveland. My work ethic was born in Cleveland.
This city ingrained in me. If you want something, you have to work for it.
The Miz was seen as a reality star who just wanted fame, but 18 championship reigns later, he's one of the most decorated stars in our industry.
He did it! Miz is champion!
I remember wrestling bringing me and my friends closer. We watched every WWE pay-per-view, and I always told them that was going to be me someday. And now, those same friends are in the front row supporting me with kids of their own. I would not be where I am today if I grew up anywhere else. Wrestling history runs deep through Cleveland. This city has hosted some iconic, memorable moments. SummerSlam 1996. I remember watching Shawn Michaels versus Vader with all my high school friends in my living room, throwing super kicks at each other. Don't try this at home, kids. The first ladder match between Edge and Christian and the Hardys, and even Stone Cold Steve Austin winning the WWE Championship on Raw. Hell yeah! Now, if you want to dive into my career in Cleveland, well,
there's Miz's dad, and that's his mom here in Cleveland, Ohio. And what's out? Randy Orton from behind.
I've been beaten up, and not just in the ring, but directly in front of my parents, bringing my own mother to tears.
Miz's parents appalled, horrified.
My dad's been beaten up.
What are you doing?
In this arena, I have been fired, thrown out of the building, booed like no hometown hero should ever be.
Cleveland, I'm home.
Don't you disparage the Miz in his hometown. This man is a legend.
And look, I know things may have been a bit unfavorable at times, but I wouldn't trade it for the world. I am endlessly grateful for the memories created in Cleveland, and I look forward to many more. But can I at least get a Miz appreciation celebration just once? SummerSlam belongs here in Cleveland. Let's showcase the heart of this city and its fearless Cavalier persona. This is our time! Because the heart of The Miz is in Cleveland. And I am proud to say I'm a Clevelander, and we're awesome!
And Miz is the host of the 37th annual SummerSlam. The Miz SummerSlam Express Bus is here at Cleveland Brown Stadium.
What's up? I can't believe it. I'm on the party bus with D-Generation X. The cerebral assassin, Triple H. Texas own, the Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels. I'm from here. I'm from Cleveland. This is my hometown. Oh, you from here? Yeah, I'm from here. My bad, though. Okay. My bad. Maurice! Where you come from? You on the bus the whole time? Oh. The host of SummerSlam is here. You just saw the city of Cleveland. Now it's time to feel the energy of the crowd. Let me hear you. SummerSlam starts right now. Let's go!
They got our troops here. Also here tonight, the WWE Women's Champion Bayley, holding gold since WrestleMania, renews a decade-old rivalry with the #1 contender and the queen of the ring, the irresistible force, Nia Jax, seeking her second world championship here tonight. Miz isn't the only hometown player here tonight in Cleveland. The United States champion, Logan Paul, is here, who has held the gold a startling 270 plus days. Wade, if I said to you that Logan Paul was going to be United States champion for over 270 days, would you have believed it?
Well, if you'd have told me with the asterisk on there he would only have defended it twice, I'd have seen that as quite possible. But I will say, every time he's in the ring, he always blows our minds, he always delivers, and I'm expecting the exact same tonight.
These people love that Logan Paul grew up drinking the same water. Everything he's tried to do, he has done very, very well. He comes into this business, he absolutely dominates the state of OH! Should claim a little bit more ownership over our champion, Logan Paul.
So, Big E, let me ask you, this is a very important night for LA Knight. He's been knocking on the door for a couple of years now. He could have his defining moment tonight at SummerSlam.
Yeah, I think if you look at the card, if I pick one person who I think this is a must-win night for, I think it's that way for LA Knight. I think it's a must-win. Look, these people have been behind him for quite a long time.
Who?
They love it.
What's his name?
LA Knight! I love it. I love it. It's too
love
easy. They love him. And this is his night. I think it's his night. Look, typically being in your hometown is an advantage, but it doesn't seem to be for Logan here.
Wade, is this a must-win for LA Knight, like Big E said?
Absolutely has to be. Look, I've followed LA Knight's career here in WWE from day one. Save for a short dalliance with a $1 million championship in NXT, LA Knight has not held gold here. And there's one thing, getting the reaction of the people, getting that buzz everywhere you go, being the guy that makes the energy in the arena explode. You've got to come up with the goods in the big moments. At the end of the day, when LA Knight's career is over, people want to look up, what did this guy win? Tonight is the night he has to win gold.
I'm legitimately worried. You know, here at Cleveland Brown Stadium, I actually had my worst punting performance of my entire life. It's incredibly windy. It is breezy. You can feel it right now. We're right on the lake. It's beautiful. With the way Logan flies and the way LA Knight flies, they're going to take to the skies. I'm excited to watch it, but there might be a little bit of a weather effect on the entire thing.
Also tonight here, as part of SummerSlam, you have Liv Morgan defending the Women's World Championship against Monty, Rhea Ripley, and of course in tow, none other than Dirty Dom, who's standing by with her own Kathy Kelly.
Yeah, thanks so much, guys. I was able to gain access to the Judgment Day Clubhouse and track down Dirty Dominic Mysterio, who's been a very busy boy recently. The Judgment Day also quite busy here this evening. I was hoping you could give us a vibe check on how it's been in the Judgment Day Clubhouse today.
Well, Kathy, the vibe check is that we don't understand how you got in the Judgment Day Clubhouse. But anyways, like you said, we do have a very busy day. Damien is more than ready to keep the World Championship in the Judgment Day. We are ready for Mommy to bring back her Women's World title to the Judgment Day. And honestly, we'll all go into Monday Night Raw with all of our gold as a big, happy family. So now if you can leave, please, because this is...
I have to send it to Byron.
Okay, well, then make it quick, because this is Judgment Day Clubhouse. You're not welcome.
Send it to you, Byron.
Now, see you later.
So, I think I found the rowdiest sections of fans here outside Cleveland Browns Stadium. How we feeling? That's an affirmative, feeling good. Now, we made some history this year at SummerSlam because a couple weeks ago, we opened up a contest. And we said, any fans out there, submit your designs for a SummerSlam t-shirt. We will pick one winner, and we will have you here at SummerSlam. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we have our winner. Please welcome Carlo Prati and his son, Luca. Congratulations, supporting the logo that you designed. A Luca chant, I love it. Carlo, I want to start with you. How cool is it to have an official WWE t-shirt with your design?
When we saw it, we couldn't hesitate to try to win it, and we were so excited to try, and we worked together to do it, and we couldn't believe it once they called us.
And describe to us how you came up with the idea for the design.
Yeah, so we knew tying in Cleveland with the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, with the guitar, and then we had the skyline in there. We tried to blend it in with the WWE characters as well, so we were so pumped with it, and somehow it worked out.
Okay, Luca, the people were chanting your name just a moment ago. They love you. But Luca, the people want to know, how cool is it to have an official WWE t-shirt?
Well, just like The Miz says, it's awesome!
Congratulations, Luca. Carlo, congratulations. We will send things back to the panel.
You know, I have a t-shirt.
Congratulations to them. You have one shirt. It is for
This
sale.
is pretty cool, though. Look at this.
But we got a bunch of these designed by Luca. And I think it's only right. Will you guys help me throw a couple of these out to the crowd?
Oh, yeah.
Here we go. Here we go.
Luca did a nice job on these t-shirts.
And baby Luca.
Wade, you should stick to soccer, by the way.
Come on, man. Look at this Hail Mary.
Hey, that's a good throw.
That's the London Monarchs right there. They bring them back. I'm going to play for them.
Do that rugby
Over
thing.
here. All right, guys. Rugby. You want to
Hey,
rugby?
we got plenty more to come on the countdown
There you
show
go.
tonight.
Rugby.
And like I said, Wade, stick to soccer or football, as you call it. Hey, we'll be back in just a few minutes here, live from Cleveland Browns Stadium. You guys having fun?
Tonight,
This isn't the end of the Liv Morgan Revenge Tour. No. This is just the beginning.
the world's been waiting
Live your revenge tour ends.
to feel the fight.
You ain't nothing but a liar.
Morgan versus Ripley for the Women's World Championship.
I hate you, Liv. You've ruined everything.
WWE SummerSlam.
This fall, the baddest brand in live sports has a new home.
I'm talking about history. Here we go.
These fists don't lie, baby.
You got to be kidding me. I'm only spitting facts.
NXT on the CW premieres Tuesday, October 1st.
Let me talk to you.
The megastar LA Knight is one of the biggest stars in this entire industry.
All around the world, it's the same song. Every time I walk in here, the whole world jumps to their feet. Yeah. Yeah.
This guy has been on a tear for the last calendar year.
Keep on pushing.
The one and the only megastar. Tell him whose game this is. Which means, Logan Paul, I want that United States Championship.
Do you know where Logan Paul might be?
Surprise, surprise, guess who ain't here? Logan Paul. If you don't want to come to SmackDown, I'll bring SmackDown to you. Yeah!
Yo, your boy from LA is here?
Bruh, no. What's your policy on being in the pool? Because I got to go. But then I got a phone call that said he'd be right here in this ring.
Get out of my house? Get out of my pool?
Yeah.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
And what does he do? He knows so's Chicago.
Logan Paul is here with a titanium reinforced right hand.
You break into my house, I break your mouth.
LA Knight. You know, it's funny because you keep saying megastar, but megastar to who? There's levels to this. You are not on mine, so go back to the mid-card where you belong. I'm on new level. I'm Logan Paul. I compete with the best in the world.
He's one of the top social media influencers in the entire world.
I'm building multi-billion-dollar businesses, changing the landscape of sports media with my brother. The last name Paul echoes throughout the zeitgeist of culture. I'm on new level. Why would I give this dude a shot at my United States Championship?
You mentioned your brother. Your brother is willing to jump in the ring with Mike Tyson, but you don't seem to have the balls to jump in the ring with me. I guess balls don't run in the family now, do they?
Y'all want this match?
This place is losing their mind.
I'll tell you what, I'll sign you a little contract. I'll give you the shot at glory.
It is official at SummerSlam.
Just got off a phone call with Mr. Cleveland himself. He said he has a surprise Logan Paul homecoming. It's time to unveil my championship banner.
Oh no, it's a work of art.
Somebody's defaced the work of art.
What does that banner say? Yeah! I'm gonna go back here and I'm gonna get you another banner. Logan Paul at SummerSlam, I'll own you, I'll own that belt, and there's nothing you can do to stop it. Yeah.
In 1972, Randy Newman once sang, "Cleveland, city of light, city of magic." And a couple weeks ago, I got to feel some of that light and some of that magic. There are some incredible people here in Northeast Ohio doing incredible work in their community, and I got a chance to check that out.
Good hosting.
Ahead of the biggest event of the summer, WWE and Wingstop are celebrating the city of Cleveland and showcasing the people who are committed to making a difference. We recognized Greater Cleveland Food Bank, Journey Center for Safety and Healing, and Shoes and Clothes for Kids as WWE's newest community champions.
We're here right now just being able to witness some of the work that they do and to give back a little bit.
We teamed up with the local Boys and Girls Club of America to build a new playground to provide a safe play area for thousands of kids. Join WWE and Wingstop in celebrating the bright community of Cleveland.
You know, such a special week in Cleveland. So many activities, events everywhere around the city. Like last night, late night, our own not ready for prime time players, Sami Zayn and friends, do Cleveland. Tremendous comedy show over at the Agora. You got to check it out. Sami is a lot of fun. And for Sami Zayn, tonight probably won't be as fun as last night was. The Intercontinental Champion has arrived. Four-time champ is here in Cleveland tonight. He's got his work cut out for him as he takes on the unpredictable badass Bron Breakker, who's standing by with our own Byron Saxton.
Obviously tonight, Sami Zayn, Intercontinental title. How is tonight's match going to be different than what took place at Money in the Bank?
Well, I don't know how Sami Zayn's comedy show went last night, but you know what? I'm happy for Sami. I really am. Because that's his future, right? He's got to feed his family. But as far as his future as the Intercontinental Champion, tonight, it's over.
Thank you, Braun.
Well, we, of course, are at Cleveland Browns Stadium, about 2 hours, 17 minutes away from the 37th annual SummerSlam. Pat, we've had the privilege of calling a lot of Braun Breaker stuff over the past couple of months. Sami Zayn somehow survived at Money in the Bank. Can he do it again tonight?
Somehow survived is seemingly always the story about Sami Zayn. People don't want to recognize his greatness. He's a future WWE Hall of Famer and a fantastic Intercontinental Champion. I am a massive fan of his and everything he's about. With that being said, at the home of the Dog Pound, with Braun Breaker running through this stadium tonight, I think it's inevitable. This is a documentary evening for Braun Breaker for his first title with being on the Raw roster.
Braun Breaker speared a man through a wall on your show, the Pat McAfee show, the other day.
Just a few days ago, the Kennesaw State legend speared a oversized doofus through a wall and really stoned for everything. He is the picture of a superstar, and tonight is a big night in the story of Braun Breaker.
Big E, why is Braun Breaker so special?
Look, I haven't seen anything like Braun Breaker. His speed, his athleticism, also his hunger. One of the things that I've had the opportunity to do over the last couple of years is do appearances with him, and his hunger, his desire to learn is scary. Seeing someone that physically far ahead of the rest of the line, but also someone who wants to learn, someone who is willing to grow and to get better and better, he is scary.
And again, Wade, it's still an inexperience factor, though, when it comes to Braun Breaker, and he's in there with one of the most experienced people on the roster, the four-time Intercontinental Champion, Sami Zayn, who, remember, has been in these big spots before. He main evented WrestleMania a couple of years ago.
Yeah, Sami Zayn has spent the last 15-plus years in there with the best on the planet. He knows a thing or two about a thing or two, and if he has any chance of pulling off another miracle, and there has been a string of miracles from Sami Zayn over the past few months, if he has any chance, he has to dig deep into that playbook that he has and shock the youngster.
Yeah, it's Braun Breaker, Sami Zayn for the Intercontinental Championship later on tonight at the Dog Pound here in Cleveland. Meanwhile, standing by, Peter Rosenberg with our host of SummerSlam.
Thank you very much, guys. We are out here in the fan zone. 2K is here, C4 is here. How about this? The Awesome Truth is here with the people. Hors d'oeuvres. What did you bring?
Hors d'oeuvres, dog. You know what I'm saying?
That avocado's not even cut.
It is. I told you not to bring hors d'oeuvres. It's for a special winner. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Look, we are in Cleveland. We're in my hometown. We're with my people.
Ah! I'm here with, what's your name?
Anthony.
Anthony and?
Adam.
Adam. What's today?
My birthday.
Today is Adam's birthday. Can we say happy birthday to Adam? Happy birthday, Adam. Who are you looking forward to seeing?
LA Knight.
LA Knight. You think he's going to beat Logan Paul?
Yeah.
Logan Paul, I thought, is the hometown hero. Is he not? No? Is Logan Paul the hometown hero?
He's the last slam champion.
Who do you want to see most? Besides LA Knight, do you want to see maybe Cody Rhodes?
Cody Rhodes.
You want to see Cody Rhodes? You want to see him beat Solo?
Yeah.
You ready for some surprises?
Yes.
You ready for some fun?
Yeah.
Is everybody ready for some surprises? Yeah. Ready for some fun? Well, let's go. SummerSlam is about to happen, and it's going to be absolutely awesome. Yeah.
Well, I'm sure that young man also is looking forward to one of the most personal battles in the history of SummerSlam when CM Punk takes on Drew McIntyre, the special guest referee, none other than Seth Rollins. We had an opportunity to talk to Seth about refereeing this big event tonight.
So at SummerSlam, two men that you have a long history with are going to go one-on-one. Drew McIntyre versus CM Punk. What does Seth Rollins think about this match?
I don't know if I'm allowed to say what I think about this match right now. I really don't. These are two guys, I do not like either of them. I mean, my history with Drew, well documented over the past couple of years. Punk, that's a totally different ballgame. There's a personal divide there. I told him when he first came back, I said, just stay out of my business. And he couldn't do it. He had to interject himself and get close to me. And I have a very short fuse when it comes to CM Punk, so I'm gonna try to keep it as PG as I possibly can. I don't care for either of them at all, and if there's a way for both of them to lose, that would be great.
Hatred.
Yeah.
It's a word that's overused, but not in this case. I mean, I was there with you at Survivor Series when the music hit and Punk returned. And again, I've known you for a long time, Seth. I've never seen you in the state you were that moment. Where does this come from?
Because this is a guy I looked up to, right? I always thought that he had the best interest of the industry right here in his heart. I really did, because that's the image that he wants people to see. That's what he wants people to believe about him, but it's just not true. When push comes to shove, all he cares about is himself. That's all he cares about. And the rest is a facade. He's a liar, he's a crook, he's a scam artist, and somehow he's made people believe that he's this great messiah, when in fact, he literally only cares about CM Punk and how to line his own pockets. It's hard for me to even look him in the eye. I try to avoid him at all costs. Like I said, stay away from me. But here he is, in my space one more time.
So this has got to be so weird for you, because Drew McIntyre, he harbors a lot of the same resentment toward Punk that you do.
Punk told me when pushed, he's Satan himself. The greatest trick the devil ever pulled was convincing you to trust him time and time again, no matter how many times he breaks your trust.
But you can't stand McIntyre either in the way that he acts. So who's in the right here? Is it Punk? Is it this obsession that McIntyre has with Punk? I mean, how do you read this?
I understand why Drew doesn't like him. I get it. But like, the more attention you give to this guy, that's what he wants. That's what he wants. You're feeding the beast here. You're not, you have to ignore people like this so they just go away. But he doesn't. He continues to feed the beast, and now he's in a position where, look, you didn't want him to be here, and now you've propped him up. SummerSlam, one of the biggest events on our calendar. You propped him up and put him in this position. That's on you, man. So I don't like Drew. You know, I don't agree with his approach to a lot of things, but at least I can sort of understand it. I can put myself in those shoes. I've been where Drew's been mentally. I understand what it's like to feel slighted and to feel like you need to grind and sometimes do some things you don't want to do to get where you need to be. I understand that. So I can sort of put myself in Drew's shoes. Punk, I can't get any of what he's doing. And so Drew is put himself in a tough spot, because if he can't win this match,
God knows what Drew's going to do.
I know.
So with all that being said, Seth Rollins now finds himself as the official, as the referee for the CM Punk versus Drew McIntyre match at SummerSlam.
Oh, yeah.
On the surface, you got to call this down the middle, right? I mean, you can't stand both these guys.
Right down the middle. Is there a better choice for official than me? Because I'm gonna let it ride, baby. I want them both to tear each other apart. I don't give a damn who wins and who loses. It is inconsequential to me. What I want is for them both to hurt each other so bad they just go away. That would be great. And so I will be an impartial official, the most impartial official, because I hate them both equally.
How do you get yourself into these positions?
I didn't get myself into this situation. They did this. I was just trying to win the World Heavyweight Championship, and here we are. So I don't know, man. Either way, any way you slice it's gonna be a lot of fun. For me, anyway.
It's going to be a lot of fun to be out there to call that match as well. And Seth Rollins, the special guest referee, is actually going to be here live on the panel in just a little bit. Coming up next, a special interview with the World Heavyweight Champion in a very special location.
Ooh.
There's been a lot of talk about from nothing, fighting for everything. At SummerSlam, Gunther's going to get the beating of a lifetime.
The following contest is for the Hardcore Championship.
Oh boy, Blackman is ready, JR.
And again, ladies and gentlemen, remember that this is no disqualification. Falls count anywhere. Shane McMahon doesn't want to get in the ring, and Blackman's about to explode. Blackman having his way with the Hardcore Champion at this time.
Poor Shane, he gotten himself into.
Blackman has found his niche in this Hardcore division, I can tell you.
Get away, that's the best thing to do.
And Shane now is going to try to distance himself from Blackman.
He's right behind you. Where are you going?
Where the hell is Shane going? Shane McMahon climbing upstairs. God, how high are they?
Wait a minute, Shane, that's about as far as you can go. Blackman, come on, let him down.
Oh my God! Shane McMahon must have fell 50 feet. Good God Almighty! For the love of God, get somebody out there. What is Blackman doing now? He's caught it. Blackman putting his own life on the line. And Blackman wins it. My God, I've never seen anything like this in my life.
If I'm not mistaken, Hot Rod, the Macho Man said he might look prettier than the bride.
Listen, I'm a big believer in the institution of marriage. And what you're about to see is one of the most sacred moments we can have.
Wow. Oh, take a look. Beauty personified.
Macho Man Randy Savage, do you take this woman as your lawful wedded wife?
Ooh, yeah!
You may now kiss the bride.
A kiss seen around the world.
You did it, Macho! I wasn't sure, but I am now. You did it!
It's all hot summer night in New York City. Madison Square Garden has been sold out for months.
Rock, the Intercontinental Champion, and Triple H compete in a ladder match for the Intercontinental title. So two of the great young athletes are going to stretch their stuff here. So much animosity and this awesome rivalry. I don't think I've ever seen any more intense competition like we're seeing here. Hensley, down, right into the ladder, face first, blacked off. They're fighting with all they've got. Oh, that's it. Rock's gonna get the... Oh, tied on the low blow. What about that? No, that's enough crowd. Triple H, can he find it? Yes, yes, yes. He did it. He did it. Triple H did it. That certainly was one of the most outstanding ladder matches. What a hell of an effort by both guys.
Let me just say what an honor it is to be standing in this ring as a champion.
To brutality versus bravery. Sami Zayn defends the Intercontinental Championship against Bron Breakker.
Bron Breakker walked into Money in the Bank. He brought all his strength. He brought all his speed. Good God! But he made the crucial mistake thinking that I was the underdog in that match.
Bron Breakker is daring Zayn.
I am not an underdog, and I am a champion.
With all of Canada behind him, all over my cat!
And that is why Bron Breakker found out the hard way that it is one thing to knock me down, it is another thing to try and keep me down.
A dog has shown up.
He's not taking his gaze off of Sami Zayn.
I came out here to look you in the eye, the only man who could say that they've beat me. So look, I've been thinking, and
Spear! Bron Breakker! From out of nowhere, just speared Sami Zayn nearly out of the ring. Oh no, put on your seatbelts, Pat! Look at Breakker! Breakneck speed!
Money in the Bank, I didn't take him seriously. I thought I was fighting a stand-up comic. I put my hands behind my back. And you know what? That's on me. Rookie mistake.
And now it is my turn to prove myself. I will scratch and claw and fight harder for this Intercontinental Championship harder than I've ever fought for anything in my entire life.
We will determine the #1 contender who will face Sami Zayn for the Intercontinental Championship at SummerSlam. Oh, no! The Mad Dragon. Oh, speared! He was speared out of midair. The back of his head hit the apron. Dragunov may be out.
Ilya Dragunov can no longer continue. Your winner, Braun Breaker!
Whomever they want to keep feeding me. I will continue to break everyone.
At SummerSlam, when the joke is on you and the Intercontinental Championship will be on me.
Braun Breaker, if I could give you one little piece of advice, it would be to not make the same mistake that you made at Money in the Bank.
There's nowhere for Sami to run any longer.
Sami Zayn in an Intercontinental Championship exactly where I want them.
This time around, it's not about trying to teach the young guy to respect me. This time, it's just about beating his ass at SummerSlam.
Oh, the countdown continues. We are 2 hours away from SummerSlam here in Cleveland. Jelly Roll, that man right there, is going to perform his new single, Liar. There he is, dapping it up with the man, Paul Triple H Levesque. Gunther, it's very clear he has no respect for Damian Priest, using the words, quote, street trash to describe him. He is 6-0, though, since losing at WrestleMania. He looks to win some gold tonight in the form of the World Heavyweight Championship. This will be the 4th title defense for one Damian Priest, and it's been a big win for him, or big week for him, excuse me. His documentary, WWE 24, premiered yesterday with an unexpected guest.
Oh man, back to the Bronx.
Yep.
Thanks for the hang, man.
No, my pleasure. I always love coming back here.
Well, I was about to say, how much time, you being from the Bronx, being the Yankee fan that you are, how many times as a kid did you get out at this station at 161st Street?
Man, I can't even count how many times. I mean, that would be ridiculous. But this is where, yeah, all throughout the mid to late 90s, early 2000s.
Oh, you're talking about the glory days of the Yankees.
Oh, yeah. It was pretty neat that I got to see so many iconic players here.
The Bronx is a really interesting place, man. It's the birthplace of hip-hop. There's a certain toughness that comes from growing up. What was your life like as a kid, and just how crazy were those Bronx streets?
It's what you would expect. I think the Bronx has a reputation, and you know, it's like a world that you only see in movies, but this was real life to me, and it was exactly how you would imagine, and exactly how it was portrayed in a lot of those old school films.
So how much of a baseball player were you?
I was pretty decent. My dad and I would play for hours. He would take me to the park and just practice.
Did you ever think like being a professional athlete could be on the table for you?
That was like the dream. I wanted to just be more. I always had that in me.
Was there ever a time that you started to think, I don't think the pro athlete thing's gonna happen?
There was a time where I was feeling down, and I was bartending at the Mahan Center, the Hammerstein Ballroom.
Yeah.
And,
a lot of history there.
Yeah. And obviously there would be wrestling events there, and that to me is when it hit.
Because at that point, you'd already been a wrestler.
Yes.
It just wasn't happening in a big way, so you were bartending to make ends meet.
Yeah, I was bartending, managing bars, bouncing, whatever I can do, basically to support my wrestling habit. And that's when it started happening. I started getting opportunity after opportunity. Then I got a tryout, and then I started thinking to myself, oh, wait, I can actually do this. I look like I belong here. Thought to myself, okay, I can actually, be a star.
Do you remember any early conversations with Triple H where it was clear that he saw something in you?
I remember when I first came into NXT, I had a talk with Hunter, and he goes, I see a lot more in you than I see in others. That's why you're here. You're not here just because of your wrestling ability.
Is that a lot of pressure when you realize Triple H has his eye on you and thinks you could be more?
Oh yeah, that was a lot of pressure, because now I'm like the person who gave me the opportunity, somebody who I look up to, is expecting this out of me. I don't want to fail, not just for myself, but I don't want to fail for him either. So now it's just extra pressure of succeeding. He's always supported me, and I am forever grateful, and I'll be his loyal soldier to the day I die.
It's crazy, man. You've been here as a Yankee fan, and now you're standing in an empty stadium on an off day because you're the champ, and they just welcomed you in. That's got to be a crazy feeling, man.
Man, it's humbling. It's just surreal, like the difference in life, from where I was to where I am. This is one of those things that I don't want to let go.
Now, when you go to Cleveland Browns Stadium at SummerSlam, the building's going to be full. How do you expect the people to react when they see Damian Priest? Because people have been reacting a little bit differently to you these days.
For so long, I've said that their reactions don't affect me, but again, I'd be lying if I said that I haven't felt a little extra passion lately, just feeling that acceptance, knowing that people believe in me, knowing that people understand the struggle and may live through it, and it's kind of like I'm fighting for them as well. And that's something that I'm feeling pride in, that I didn't realize that was something I was going to want.
We're in Yankee Stadium. The most successful team in American sports history lives here. You've had a pretty successful team as well with the Judgment Day. Does it feel good knowing you walk into SummerSlam with a team that has your back and at least gives you that support mentally?
Kind of keeps you at ease, makes things easier. And I feel like at SummerSlam, Rhea's going to walk out the Women's World Champion. I'm going to walk out the Men's World Champion. And we're going to have the full support of the Judgment Day. And I feel like all is going to be right.
Strategically, how do you deal with Gunther? I mean, he is as vicious a superstar as we've had in many, many years. Do you have any sort of strategy in mind for how you deal with him?
I wouldn't change anything that I do, because what I do got me here. I just don't see how Gunther can keep me down. He won't. He can't. The king's gonna fall.
Good luck, man.
Thank you.
Look at this. You made it, man. You did pretty good.
This is pretty, man. I love this place.
It's an incredible story for Damian Priest. Look how far he has come. He takes on Gunther in his fourth defense of the World Heavyweight Championship. He is on top of the mountain right now, Damian Priest, part of one of the most dominant factions in WWE history in the Judgment Day. He's rocking that World Heavyweight Championship, and just yesterday was the premiere of his documentary for WWE 24. But it got a little chaotic. Let's take a look.
This is going to be a difficult proposition, but I want to try to take a question from the audience or two. Anyone out there have questions?
I have a question.
Who was that?
I have a question. So, after achieving all of this, how does it feel to deep down know that you're always going to be beneath me? Damian, when you step in the ring with me tomorrow at SummerSlam, you'll be the lesser man. And I will finally expose you for what you truly are. Street trash.
Thank you, Gunther.
Gunther, we were all under the impression that you were like a tough guy. You're standing up there in a balcony. Why don't you bring your bitch ass down here? I already told you, I'm gonna humble your ass. And when it's done, you're gonna be the one left with nothing, wondering, what do I do now? Because I'm a damn loser.
champion, Damian Priest. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Countdown to SummerSlam. I am your host for the next 2 hours, Jackie Redmond. You may know me from Monday Night Raw. And Peter Rosenberg is back. What's up, my guy?
Happy to be, guys. I am thrilled to be here. I was thrilled to be there yesterday. As you saw, things did get a bit chaotic, but it got me even more excited about this World Heavyweight Championship match.
Well, listen, you had a great interview with Damian Priest. What was your big takeaway from that?
Honestly, that this is a guy who is truly desperate to keep this title. He likes the way life has gotten. You know about this, Big E. Of course. When you become world champion, things are different. You get treated a little bit different. The doors open a little. They open Yankee Stadium for you on an off day. I think he really wants that to continue.
I think he also really wants the respect that he feels he's owed. Gunther certainly doesn't have it for Damian Priest, but how far would a win over someone like Gunther, who hasn't lost since WrestleMania, who rarely ever loses when there's a title on the line, how far would a win go for Damian Priest here?
It would be massive. Look, the more I hear about Damian Priest's story, the more I'm inspired. But when I think of Gunther, look, in our formats, you don't see a single lowercase letter. It's like the late great legend MF Doom. All caps. All caps, when you spell the man's name, that's Gunther. He feels inevitable. He is the mountain that not many have ever climbed. And if I had to hazard a guess, I think Gunther gets it done. But Damian Priest, his story is so inspirational. And he's someone who is always fighting to get that respect, and he deserves that respect.
All right, well, it is going to be an absolute battle. It is one of many titles that are on the line tonight here at SummerSlam. Cody Rhodes will also defend his undisputed WWE Championship against the self-proclaimed new tribal chief, Solo Sikoa.
The Bloodline had all the titles, both heavyweight and both tag team titles. Roman Reigns was not man enough to defend our title at WrestleMania. He was not man enough to defend our legacy. And that's why I'm here, to build a more powerful family.
Right hand man, Tama Tonga, step up.
A more aggressive family.
I acknowledge you. I had to lose a brother. Infamous Tonga Law, step up. I acknowledge you. Need I remind you what happened to those that didn't acknowledge me? My enforcer, Jacob Fatu, step up. My tribal chief, I love you, Solo.
And I am going to take back our WWE Undisputed title from Cody Rhodes. And if Roman Reigns wants that back, he can acknowledge me.
The Bloodline was no more, or so I thought.
Cody Rhodes finished the story!
But this new doppelganger version of the Bloodline, Chaos reigns without a true lion to lead the pack. And because of that chaos, now I sit here alone. My friends, my allies, my partners, Randy Orton. Kevin Owens.
The Samoan werewolf once again! The man that does Cody Rhodes is being forced to watch all of it, and there's nothing he can do.
Destroyed trying to fight by my side.
You fashioned yourself the head of the table, right? Before WrestleMania 39, I looked Solo in the eyes and I told him, you think you're ready, you're not ready.
It's Cody Rhodes' turn to acknowledge me.
Consider it official. SummerSlam, the undisputed WWE Championship.
At SummerSlam, I'm gonna show you how dangerous I am.
See, you're a self-appointed tribal chief.
I intend what I did to Roman Reigns at WrestleMania when I defeated him in a Bloodline Rules match.
Let's make SummerSlam a Bloodline Rules match.
I accept.
It's Cody Rhodes' turn to acknowledge me.
Well, here is our boat camp with a look at Cleveland Browns Stadium, the site of SummerSlam tonight. And Jelly Roll will perform his new single, Liar, tonight. We're looking forward to that. I think the camera guy might have been lying when he said he could get a steady shot from the boat.
Yeah, the waves are a little rocky.
Yeah, I feel like I need Dramamine just watching that, but we're here.
Well, listen, things are a little rocky between Cody Rhodes and Solo Sikoa. I mean, the American Nightmare thought he'd rid himself of the bloodline at WrestleMania 40. That is certainly not the case. And Cody doesn't really have any allies for backup going into this match. I mean, Kevin Owens has been taken out. Randy Orton has been taken out. Is it possible for Cody, or anyone for that matter, to beat Solo Sikoa without a little bit of help, considering this is Bloodline Rules?
Look, his name, it's a misnomer. It's a bit of an antithesis because Solo is never solo. You don't see this man alone ever. And, look,
as you were saying,
as I was saying, look, Cody, as we assume he's going into this alone, his best friends are down and out, but we may see an appearance from someone we haven't seen in quite some time. Who knows? Who knows?
Well, that's the thing. Bloodline Rules opens the door, right? But here's my biggest takeaway from SmackDown. I kind of feel like Cody, in the way he downplayed Solo, it's almost like he's downplaying him. We know Cody's goal is to main event WrestleMania 41. But Wade, what he cannot do is overlook Solo Sikoa. Because you might not say, he might say he's not the real tribal chief. He is still a force, Solo Sikoa.
Undoubtedly. And I've only got this to say, in the words of the Rolling Stones, you can't always get what you wanted. But if you try sometimes, you might find you get what you need, and what we need right now is Solo Sikoa taking the bloodline to new heights.
Wow.
We are getting a new WWE champion tonight.
Well, listen, we can talk about who or who is not the tribal chief and the numbers that Solo Sikoa always has, but let's not forget, Solo pinned Cody at Money in the Bank. That means something. And so do stats. I love stats.
You
and
love stats.
We gotta get to SummerSlam by the numbers.
The heat is on as the biggest event of the summer takes center stage in the rock and roll capital of the world, Cleveland, Ohio. A storied showcase that's played home to unforgettable acts and legendary performances. The 37th annual SummerSlam is sure to bring down the house. An all-star lineup of 349 superstars, including 80 WWE Hall of Famers, have taken the stage at SummerSlam in 316 total matches. Whether you like classic encounters or heavy metal hits, we got more than enough catalog, including 4 steel cages, 4 ladder matches, 2 TLC contests.
This looks like a tornado ran through a mobile home park.
The Elimination Chamber, a wedding, a custody battle,
I'm your new daddy now.
and even a jailhouse match. The Intercontinental Championship and its Hall of Fame lineage are synonymous with SummerSlam. From the Ultimate Warrior's record-breaking win over the Honky Tonk Man in just 31 seconds, to the infamous ladder match between The Rock and Triple H, the Intercontinental title has changed hands on 15 separate occasions, more than any title in SummerSlam history. World champions have had a distinct home field advantage at SummerSlam with a 62% rate of success in title defenses. In total, we witnessed 76 world title matches at SummerSlam, with a new world champion being crowned 29 times.
Manhandle slam! Let's win the title!
Can Cody Rhodes maintain this trend and retain the WWE Championship against the new tribal chief? Or will the Bloodline's numbers advantage prove to be insurmountable for the American Nightmare? SummerSlam provides the perfect stage for iconic championship clashes. And no one knows big match pressure like John Cena.
Party of the summer.
The 16-time champ has competed in a record 10 world title matches and made a record 14 consecutive appearances at SummerSlam.
The greatest of all time!
Another legend who shines when the lights are bright is Randy Orton. The Apex Predator has taken the SummerSlam stage 16 times, a feat matched only by The Undertaker. The Phenom's legendary track record at WrestleMania is well documented, but his exploits at SummerSlam remain unparalleled.
The Undertaker is definitely in his element.
With 16 matches and a record 10 wins under his belt, the Dead Man comes alive at SummerSlam.
There is only one Phenom!
Countless women have rocked the stage at the biggest party of the summer. In 2019, Trish Stratus showcased her remarkable longevity, competing 19 years after her first SummerSlam appearance. But very few women can compete with Charlotte Flair. The most prolific female competitor in SummerSlam history, the Queen owns a record 5 victories, including a record 3 women's title wins. SummerSlam is a stage where combustible rivalries take shape. Rivalries too heated for standard officiating. Over the years, we've witnessed 9 special guest referees join the fray. Some call it right down the middle. Others, what the hell? Not so much. Over 4,000 days since his last SummerSlam match, CM Punk battles Drew McIntyre with Seth freaking Rollins attempting to maintain order. Will these bitter enemies come to a clear resolution? Or will the presence of Seth Rollins only add fuel to the fire? The band is tuned up and the stage is set for the biggest event of the summer. Nearly 4 decades of history comes together with 6 championship matches and an expected crowd of more than 50,000 on hand. To ramp up the excitement, crank the volume to 11, and dive into a mosh pit of unforgettable action. We're turning up the heat for the 37th annual SummerSlam.
Still to come on the countdown to SummerSlam, Michael Cole sits down one-on-one in an exclusive interview with CM Punk ahead of his first singles match at a premium live event in over a decade. Looking forward to hear what he has to say, and there's a lot happening in the WWE Universe. SmackDown moves to USA on September 13th.
Oh, yeah, look at this. Look at this guy. Big E is a man of the people.
He really is.
E, don't put it in my direction. I charge for selfies.
I love the throwback SummerSlam hat. That is
The
fire.
only guy that can pull off a selfie stick.
I get asked all the time, what's the best part of what I do for a living? I couldn't have written a better book of how this happened for me.
But things are really how they seem.
If I wasn't raised in Puerto Rico, I don't know if I would have loved wrestling the way I did. I just knew this is what I have to do. My family suffered emotionally seeing me go through a lot of down times in my life. Literally having nothing, I'm out of shape, I have no money saved. What do? Go make a name for yourself.
He has a presence about him. He kind of set himself apart.
Damian felt like he had to act a certain way.
It was frustrating to hear people's opinion of me. Hunter himself told me, prove them wrong.
It was his time to have something big.
Biggest moment of your life. So happy for him.
I'm one of the ones that wasn't supposed to.
Man, when I think about everything, the journey, everything that had to happen to get here, wouldn't change anything.
After 25 years, the most electrifying brand in sports and entertainment has a new home. SmackDown, premiering on USA, Friday, September 13th.
is presented by Mike's Harder Lemonade. Hard days deserve a hard lemonade. But when you've had a really hard day, like these WWE superstars in the ring, you need a lemonade that hits harder. You need Mike's Harder Lemonade. Well, listen, the Judgment Day have had some hard days in recent weeks. Rhea Ripley returns, that's good news, but there's been a lot of questions surrounding the Judgment Day. The biggest maybe being, are they actually all on the same page? Rhea Ripley is getting ready to attempt to win back the very title that she never technically lost when she takes on Liv Morgan tonight. I had the opportunity to sit down with her earlier this week. Let's take a look. Rhea Ripley, welcome back.
Thank you.
I want to start this conversation by going back to WrestleMania 40 because you've enjoyed at that time this year-long dominant reign as the women's world champion on Raw. You successfully defend that title at WrestleMania, and the Judgment Day really looks as strong as ever. Take us back to the high that you were riding at that time.
Man, yeah, it's hard to put the emotions that we're going through everyone into words because Judgment Day, we were on top. We ran WWE. Everything was so perfect, and we were all so happy.
And then Liv shows up, injures your shoulder, takes you out. You have to relinquish the very championship that you had been holding so proudly for so long, and you have to go home and leave your boys on their own. How would you describe your mental state at that time?
It was honestly heartbreaking, it was depressing, it was scary in a way. We were at such a high. Then to have it all taken away in such a split second, get thrown into the brick wall, my shoulder, I don't even know what happened to my shoulder, it like exploded pretty much.
Did you know immediately that it was bad?
Oh, I knew. As soon as I got thrown into the brick wall, I felt my shoulder slip down and I grabbed it instantly and I could feel this massive like bulge, and that's where my bone was. I didn't want to believe how bad it was going to be, but once we rushed to medical afterwards and they started moving it around, they're like, no, it's not dislocated, we think it's worse. And to know that I was actually gonna have to sit down and like take some time, it pissed me off and it made me upset but hungry to get back in ring, and I'm there.
So is it safe to say that the shoulder is 100% going into this match against Liv Morgan?
Look, wrestling is unpredictable, especially going in there with someone like Liv Morgan, who I know very, very well. And I know that she's gonna try to target it.
Your history with her, it's well documented. You guys tagged together, you were one-time friends, I would say. She has obviously approached the last year as an eye for an eye. She comes back on this revenge tour, she takes you out of commission, puts you on the shelf, wants to take your title that you never lost, but she does win it, and then she set her eyes on your Dom.
I feel like it went too far. The way that she came into the Judgment Day and she started infiltrating our clubhouse and manipulating my boys is sick. If you got a problem with me, use your fists. Don't use my family. Don't use my dirty Dom, my Latino heat. Don't try and take what is mine. You already took my Women's World Championship. You took months of my bloody career. When you bring family into it, it's always stepping too far.
How would you describe your relationship with Dom while you were away?
A little bit disappointing. These were the best couple of years of my life. I grew to love him. I did, and I think he grew to love me, and we've been there for each other. And then when I got injured, the communication sort of just like, it didn't stop completely, but it definitely slowed down. So I'm a little bit disappointed that we let it get to that point, but I always tried my best to make time for my dirty Dom.
Well, when you did come back, you were very clear in communicating one thing to Dom, and that was to end whatever was going on between him and Liv. And he used the words in front of everybody in the middle of the ring, I hate you. Put Liv into tears. How would you describe the way you felt witnessing that transpire?
extremely excited and aroused and happy. It made my heart skip a couple beats. I mean, you saw me afterwards. I gave him a nice kiss on the cheek, and then watching Liv cry and walk away brought a little bit of joy to my heart.
So it's been a lot of highs, a lot of lows for you since WrestleMania 40. What would you say your mindset is going in to this match against Liv Morgan?
My mindset is the same as it always is, and that's to bring the brutality. I can't wait to get my hands on her because I'm gonna do a lot of things that I've been wanting to do for a while. I need to leave the ring with my Women's World Championship. Show everyone that Mommy is still on top, that Mommy and the Judgment Day still run Monday Night Raw, that they still run the WWE.
All right, well, thank you for the time.
No worries.
I'm here with Women's World Champion Liv Morgan. And Liv, we just saw Rhea Ripley expressing pleasure in seeing you in pain. What is your immediate reaction to that?
Kathy, not even for 1 second do I care what Rhea thinks or how she feels. I actually couldn't care less. But what's ironic about all of this is that Rhea's going to be the only one crying tonight, because tonight I end the Liv Morgan Revenge Tour when I end Rhea Ripley.
Well, some have said that the Liv Morgan Revenge Tour has taken a detour, but others say that tonight might be the end of the road. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, I actually don't feel anything about that, but I do feel like this is the end of the road for this interview. So thank you so much for your time, Kathy Kelly. I gotta go. Yeah. Bye.
Thank you so much, Liv. We'll see how that all pans out tonight. In the meantime, send it back to you, Jackie.
Kathy, thank you so much. You know, there's a reason the saying actions speak louder than words exists, right? We've heard a lot from Liv Morgan, but what we've seen is Liv Morgan constantly running away from Rhea Ripley. But tonight, she finally has to enter the ring and take on Rhea Ripley. Do you think she's ready for this match, Big E?
Look, I think if it's mano a mano, if we're just talking about Liv and Rhea and we're putting everything else aside, look, this is not a Dom on a pole match. It is a single,
custody of Dom match.
Right. It is a single match. If we have a healthy Rhea against a healthy Liv, I'm betting on Rhea every single time. She is that dominant of a force.
No. I think for once we need to tap into the human element here. I have something that perhaps the rest of the panel don't have, which is empathy. And I have some empathy for Liv Morgan. This poor woman fell in love with Dominic Mysterio, only to have him say, I hate you, and his other woman, Rhea Bloody Ripley, get aroused by the fact that she was crying. That is absolutely disgraceful. And I hope we have the ultimate pushback tonight on Liv Morgan.
Poor woman.
Yeah,
Liv is the other woman.
Liv is the other woman, but okay, that's neither here nor
this.
That's neither here nor there. I hear what Big E is saying. Like, this is a very tough matchup physically for Liv Morgan. But did you see the look in Liv's eyes? She's giving crazy in the illest way right now, okay? You have to watch out for the mind games. She is aware of how dangerous Rhea is in the ring, and that's why she's been playing mind games. And when I see her energy now, I'm expecting more mind games from Liv Morgan tonight.
Well, when Liv Morgan was asked about the tears at the kickoff, she said that she let her emotions get the best of her, and she's not going to let that happen tonight. We will see when she defends that Women's World Championship against Rhea Ripley. Elsewhere, the Queen of the Ring, Nia Jax, will attempt to take gold off of one Bayley. Let's head backstage to Byron Saxton.
Thanks, guys. I am in the regal company of the Queen of the Ring, Nia Jax, and Miss Money in the Bank, Tiffany Stratton. Nia, I want to start with you. I would love to get your final thoughts as you prepare to challenge Bayley for the WWE Women's Championship.
Well, Byron, I'm going to do what I said I was going to do. Tonight, I'm going to beat Bayley, and she called me reckless and clumsy, and I cannot wait to be reckless and clumsy with her tonight. And I will walk out your Queen of the Ring and the new WWE Women's Champion.
Now, Tiffany, Nia gifted you with a beautiful briefcase last night on Friday Night SmackDown, but as a journalist, I have to ask, any chance of a cash-in?
So, don't bother her with these dumb questions. Let's go, Princess.
Thanks, Queen and Princess.
All right, thank you so much to Byron Saxton. Well, there is certainly a history between Nia Jax and Bayley, but this feels like a different, maybe a stronger Nia Jax than we've ever seen before. Is that safe to say?
Yeah, it's something that Wade and I talked about, I think the last time we were on this panel. I think it's the best version of Nia Jax that we've seen. She was someone that left this company but came back the very best version. I think she is focused in a way I have never seen her focused, but she seems to be having fun still, and I think a fun but focused Nia Jax, I think she's going to be very difficult to defeat. But when I see Bayley, sometimes I think of the great Roy Jones, who once said, "Y'all must have forgot." Let's not forget about who Bayley is and what Bayley has done. I'm really excited to see the best Bayley performance that we've seen in quite some time.
And that's what I was going to say, Wade. I feel like, yes, Nia Jax is the irresistible force. Like, we know how dangerous Nia is. But can we not forget about how Bayley got here, winning the Royal Rumble this year, multi-time champion, Grand Slam champion?
Well-decorated woman.
She's done everything. I'm impressed with the Bayley we have. I think people are sleeping a little bit on the champ.
Yeah, Bayley needs to be really smart and cunning tonight because you just cannot match Nia Jax physically. But let's just hear it for 1 second.
Okay.
Woman of the Year 2024, Queen Nia Jax, not just in WWE, but worldwide. There should be an award for how incredible Nia Jax has been since she's come back. And Queen of the Ring wasn't her crowning moment. Her crowning moment truly comes tonight at SummerSlam when she becomes WWE Women's Champion.
What can Nia do for you? What are you trying to kiss
I don't
up
need
for?
anything from her. I'm just a fan. I admire her performances.
Listen.
She's a fantastic human being.
Listen, I agree. She is unbelievable. She has been a force. She does seem to be the best version we've ever seen of Nia Jax.
She's been on a hell of a run, but so is Tiffany Stratton, and I don't know if I believe her when she says that there is a 0% chance she cashes in that very beautiful Money in the Bank.
Luxurious.
I'm envious.
Briefcase.
I always wanted to press
know. I don't know if the Money in the Bank briefcase is available for purchase for fans or not,
beautiful.
but if it was, I would try to get one, I think. But listen, tomorrow, 10 a.m. Eastern Time, join WWE on Fanatics Live as Tyler Breeze and Biggie welcome Liv Morgan, Braun Breaker, and Gunther. They'll be signing memorabilia and collectibles that you can bid on live. There will also be exclusive SummerSlam-specific items as well, which will only be available during tomorrow's show. You can download the Fanatics Live app on your mobile device, follow the WWE account, and tune in at 10 a.m. Eastern Time tomorrow for your chance to bid and win. Busy day for you tomorrow, Biggie. Busy night for Seth freaking Rollins. He is getting ready. He is getting mic'd up. He looks fabulous as always. He's going to join the panel momentarily. In the meantime, let's send it over to Michael Cole.
Thank you, Jackie. And Seth Rollins is going to want to watch the interview, which we were about to show you, because some interesting comments were made about Seth. I'm in the middle of the ring, of course, in Cleveland Brown Stadium, filling up. Over 50,000 WWE fans will be here tonight for SummerSlam. I had the opportunity last week to sit down with the Second City Saint, CM Punk, who enters the ring tonight for a one-on-one televised match for the first time in 10.5 years. It has been an emotional 9 months since his return to the WWE.
Hey, there he is. How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
Good to see you. Very good.
I like this suit.
Great. Oh, thank you.
You look like Grimace.
Yeah. Officially, welcome back.
Thank you.
How is the CM Punk today different from the one that left the WWE a decade ago?
God, how much time you got? The CM Punk today is the same person idealistically, although I still have a temper because I think that's what makes CM Punk must-see television. The CM Punk today is somehow not 100% fully satisfied, but more satisfied. I just realized that not only this job, this career, but just everything is so fleeting, you know? So I'm really just trying to enjoy every single moment as it comes.
Did you grow up?
I don't like to say the word grow up. I always want to retain some ideals and that youthful exuberance from when I was 15 and I first started wrestling. Matured, I think, is a much better word to use than grown up. You know, I mean, I have the silliest group of tattoos and I love every single one of them and I wouldn't erase any of them for all the money in the world. So you know, to me, that's like a roadmap of where I've been. And it's just like all the mistakes that I've ever made is a roadmap to how I got back here.
Your return was extremely polarizing. There were many, myself included, who was extremely excited for you to be back. There were many, though, who didn't want you back here. Walk me through the emotions of your first few weeks back in the company and dealing with these two opposite opinions.
All of it was overwhelming. You know, I've never been one to listen to most of the critics. There's people who have paved the way for me to be here, and I will always lend an ear. And then there's people who have come after me who have always just seemingly been jealous of me. You can criticize me all you want. Chances are you're wrong and I'm right.
What would you say to those critics who are just waiting for the old CM Punk to resurface, for the old CM Punk to walk out of the company and be disgruntled and bitter? What would you say to those people?
They're bigger fans than my biggest fans. Nobody watches you more than your biggest hater, you know? And to me, they're just the flip side of the fan coin. They're all fans. Everybody pays attention to what CM Punk does. CM Punk is polarizing, yes. First guy to reach into his pocket and help you out with some money, or first guy to punch you in the face. It says more about them than it does me.
Do these naysayers, do they push you? Do they drive you, make you want to prove them wrong?
Well, what's more motivating than when somebody says you cannot? I think that's been the basis of my entire life, let alone my entire career. That is what has made me popular, being different, not conforming, and just never taking no for an answer.
Let's talk about 2024 and what a roller coaster year it's been. Royal Rumble, your first match back in WWE in a decade. Drew McIntyre hit you with Future Shock, blow out your triceps.
Yep.
What were you thinking at the time?
It came right out of my mouth. I said, no, 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 no. I immediately reached over, felt a quarter-sized hole in my arm, and I said, okay, well, it's already gone. There's nothing you can do. Let's try to get through this.
And you got through it. And then, with Cody winning, reality sets in that you're still not going to be able to main event WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Which has been one of the biggest goals of your career. How did you deal with that?
The disappointing loss, coupled with the, my friend won. And this is really cool. I have the best seat in the house, sitting here watching Cody celebrate. I was crushed, more so that I was injured than I lost. So weighing it against being disappointed that I'm not going to be able to experience main eventing WrestleMania this year, I learned from that. And now, being 100% again, I intend to take that into the next Royal Rumble and using that experience to, just take that next step. That's all I can do.
Coming up later, CM Punk gives his candid comments on Seth Rollins, Drew McIntyre, and the volatility between the three men heading into SummerSlam.
Drew was wasted potential for years and years and years. Seth is just the jealous brat following in my footsteps. When I beat Drew, Seth can be next in line.
And again, the second part of this interview is explosive. A lot of things to say about Drew McIntyre and also the special guest referee, Seth Rollins, who I know is going to be joining the panel momentarily. Second half coming up in a little bit. Back to you, Jackie.
Cole, thank you so much. The following match preview is powered by C4 Energy, the official energy drink of WWE. Available anywhere energy is sold. Buy now at Albertsons and Safeway. And Cole, don't lie, Seth freaking Rollins, he is here. And the crowd is excited about it. Seth. We knew that was going to happen.
I love it when they sing. They're so good. Listen to them beautiful voices out there. Cleveland, you're beautiful. I love you.
Seth, I assume at never gets old, hearing the WWE Universe sing. But we don't have much time with you. You're a busy man. You got a big match to referee tonight. So I'm going to ask you the question that everyone is asking. When you admittedly hate both Drew McIntyre and CM Punk, even if you have the best intentions, how the heck are you going to be able to actually keep your emotions out of it and call it down the middle?
Because, Jackie, the hate is equal. I am an equal opportunity hater in this role. So I will not be biased towards CM Punk. I will not be biased towards Drew McIntyre. I am the absolute best possible person to call this match right down the middle. We are gonna find out who the better man is. Punk, McIntyre goes down tonight in Cleveland.
I got to ask you this, because we heard from you earlier tonight, not just in that interview there, and you said very specifically you would hope there was some way both guys can lose this match. Now, there are 3 ways that could happen. Double disqualification, double countout, or let's say the referee blindside attacks both men and leaves them lying. What is the likelihood of one of those scenarios playing out tonight?
Look, if they get out of hand and we have to throw this match out, you know, that's what the referee's discretion is for. I may or may not do that because I really want to see these 2 guys beat each other up. Countouts, I mean, I learned how to count to 10. I'm certain I can still do it, but I'm not really into counting tonight. Now the third one, with the referee taking exception, getting involved, I can't make any promises. I can't make any promises. But I said it on the kickoff yesterday. I said, what's better than kicking either of these guys' asses? Myself? Well, that's having somebody else do it for me, and I get to watch and laugh along. It's gonna be a party right here tonight. I cannot wait.
I love it. Look, I was in a Nigerian drum match, and a lot of people asked me, what is that? And I said, I don't know. Similarly, people have asked me, what are Rollins' rules? And I said, I don't know. Can you give us some insight into what that means?
You know what, Big E? I don't know either. I don't know. I've never reffed a match before. I'm putting on the pinstripes for the first time ever tonight, and I don't know what the hell is gonna happen. And that's the best thing about WWE. That's the best thing about tonight. Anything is possible. I cannot wait to get out there and lay down the law.
I don't want to swing your opinion on the 2 competitors in the match, because as you know, I'm completely neutral about them both too. I will say this though, CM Punk is from Chicago. Never once have I ever seen him wearing a Chicago Bears shirt or anything like that. However, Drew McIntyre today did tell me in the locker room he now loves the Chicago Bears. Just want to throw that out there.
All right, well, I appreciate that. I'll take that into consideration tonight, Wade. Thank you so much.
Good man.
Have some shame, Wade.
Have a little bit of shame. A little bit of truth. Come on now.
Well, listen, I don't know if I drink the Kool-Aid that you're selling, that you can actually call it down the middle, because both these guys are capable of getting under your skin, but I can drink C4. I actually really like it. Thank you for the time, Seth. Good luck tonight. I can't wait to see the outfit. I know you've got a sweet outfit planned. Listen, people don't know this. Seth Rollins is like a little bit of my fashion icon, a little bit. He's not the only guest joining us on the panel tonight. Still to come on the countdown to SummerSlam. X-Pac will be here. Stick around.
Tonight,
Logan Paul, I want that United States Championship.
a megastar collision.
We are not the same, brother. You are a gym bro with a spray tan and a catchphrase, pretending to be The Rock.
Here's the biggest event of the summer.
Y'all want this match?
Knight versus Paul
I'll own you, I'll own that belt, and there's nothing you can do to stop it.
for the United States Championship.
Every moment, box office. Tell them whose game this is.
WWE SummerSlam.
I am Nia Jax.
Strong, confident, dominating, the irresistible force, Nia Jax.
Nia is a woman on a mission.
No one is stopping me from reaching my destiny as the next WWE Queen of the Ring.
The winner earns a championship opportunity at SummerSlam.
Not Naomi. Not Jade Cargill.
not Bianca Belair, and certainly not Lyra Valkyria.
The crown belonged to the irresistible force.
I am your queen of the ring! Bayley, I will be taking that title off of you.
Is that right? I don't know who you think you're talking to, but this isn't NXT Hugger Bayley. This isn't 2017 Bayley who you put on the shelf for 3 months. This is the Grand Slam Women's Champion, Bayley. This is your Royal Rumble winner, and this is the WWE Women's Champion. The same Bayley that's gonna embarrass you at SummerSlam.
Bayley, you're my victim. And at SummerSlam, I'm gonna victimize you.
The champ has heard enough. Bayley wrapped by Stratton, and now the champion's outnumbered.
The Queen of the Ring and Miss Money in the Bank. No one could stop us.
Look who's here! And Nia Jax just sent into the timekeeper's area.
Queen Nia just got flattened.
Look at me and look at Bayley. I'm going to beat her. I'm going to take her title and I'm going to put her down like an old, sick dog.
I've been working out and seen enough. I can't let go. I can't let go.
You're the same heartless woman you were since day one. You're big, you're clumsy, and you're reckless. And I'm walking in to SummerSlam with this WWE Women's Championship, and I'm walking out of SummerSlam with this WWE Women's Championship, and there's not a damn thing that you can do to stop me.
I am the queen of this division. I'm on top. I'm coming for that title because I get to take it off of you.
Well, the countdown to SummerSlam continues. We are just over an hour away, and so much happening in WWE at the moment, including SmackDown making moves. They go to USA Network September 13. And let me tell you something, if you're not watching NXT, change your life, because people like Tiffany Stratton and Braun Breaker are byproducts of NXT. It moves to the CW October 1st. With that, let's get back to our countdown of SummerSlam's hottest 10 moments.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, there you see Satan's structure awaiting its next 2 victims. Somewhere along the way, Edge is going to lose that smile. Edge thinking spear! Oh, what a choke slam! Tombstone! The Undertaker wins Hell in a Cell! This match is officially over. Thought the end had come for Edge, but according to The Undertaker, it has not. Watch out! Oh my God! Edge has been thrust through the ring! Oh my God! Whoa! Undertaker has sent Edge straight to hell!
The following contest is the tables, ladders, and chairs match for the World Tag Team Championship.
Tag team titles hanging high above the ring. The Hardys, Edge, and Christian, and the Dudleys. Yeah, they're fired up there! Tables, ladders, and chairs are all legal. Forget about pinfalls. Forget about tags. No! Oh my God! Oh my God! He's positioning the ladder right under those title belts. The Dudleys are going to do it. God! God! This is unbelievable, JR. Oh, God, they're hanging. Devon and Jeff Hardy are hanging. They're hanging for their life for the ring. Let it go. No. Devon knocked down. Here goes Edge and Christian. My God, what an exchange that was. They got one. They got him. Edge and Christian have done it.
The winners of this bout, and still tag team champions, Christian and Edge.
Welcome, everyone, to the biggest event of the summer.
For more than 35 years, SummerSlam has delivered some of the most amazing moments in WWE history.
I am completely in shock right now.
And in 2026, we'll once again make history.
Fasten your seatbelts. It is about to go down. Let's go!
Working with Minnesota Sports and Events, we will expand SummerSlam to 2 nights. Saturday, August 1st and Sunday, August 2nd, 2026 in Minneapolis, Minnesota. Live from the world-class US Bank Stadium, WWE will bring 2 epic nights of SummerSlam to the Twin Cities. So there's only one question to ask. Are you ready?
We are coming to you live from outside the home of the Cleveland Browns. We're just over an hour away from SummerSlam taking place. The WWE Universe continues to file into the stadium, but up here on the panel, we just saw SummerSlam is headed to Minneapolis in 2026. So who better to have up here than a homegrown product from Minneapolis?
Yes.
WWE Hall of Famer, X-Pac. What's up?
Thank you. I would tell them to raise some hell and make a little noise, but they already are. Anyway,
They are ready for you, sir. They
Yeah.
are ready for you. Listen, we've been counting down some of the hottest SummerSlam moments. We got SummerSlam going to your hometown. What is your favorite SummerSlam memory?
Oh, my favorite SummerSlam memory is Kane and I
Okay.
as the WWE Tag Team Champions versus Undertaker and Big Show from SummerSlam '99, right there in Minneapolis. So.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
We got beat up though, and we lost the title. So you know.
That was your favorite memory?
I was
Wow.
gonna say.
How much worse did it get?
Yeah, because I got paid a lot.
Oh, there we go. That's smart man.
What it's really about. What it's all about. Yeah.
I got to ask you, so you're obviously an originator of the cruiserweight style. Now, looking up and down the card tonight, we've got some great matches. I would say the greatest high flyer on the card, in my humble opinion, would be Logan Paul, the United States champion. Give us your thoughts on that.
You know, he does a lot of really cool high flying stuff. Like just overall, besides just the high flying aspect, I'm incredibly impressed with him. I've never seen anybody come into our industry and be that good that quick. You know, so yeah, unbelievable.
6, 7 matches, and he has been 5 stars every single time. How do you fancy his chances tonight in the United States Championship match against the megastar LA Knight?
I'm an LA Knight fan. I've known the guy for a long time. So Logan Paul, like I said, he's great. He's amazing. He's great at everything he does, but he's doing a lot besides WWE stuff. You know, like he's beating up muscleheads from YouTube in front of no people for no money, like while LA Knight's being a pro wrestler, 7 days a week, twice on Sundays.
You can definitely spread yourself too thinly.
Yes, I hope
Listen, two very different journeries, right? LA Knight and Logan Paul.
Yes.
We're going to talk more about that match, but there's a lot happening. Logan Paul always has a lot happening. And Biggie, you are everywhere. I understand you went to a baseball game.
Yeah, I
the
was
other day.
here in Cleveland. I went to a Guardians game. I had a great time. I threw out, look, my shoulder mobility is trash, so don't judge the first. Kofi texted me, lambasting me about my form. Look, I can't get my arm back like that anymore, but I had a great time at the Guardians game. I blame the footwear, and also I had to get involved in this. There was some chicanery, and I had to make things right as well.
Some hijinks
Chicanery.
going on up
Yes.
Wait a second.
Yep.
No, is Biggie about to throw
I'm
down?
going to.
I don't know what's going
Working
on.
as a tag team, something I'm very used to.
Oh, that
Had a
shoulder looked
double
pretty
close
good
eye.
there,
Thank
Biggie.
you,
And
thank
you're
you. I
back.
appreciate
What's
that.
your beef with the dog? Is it because there was only
He-
ketchup on that one?
The
or
dog
like-
stole a purse. And I, yeah.
Oh,
and
so you're a hero.
I can't have that.
You're
I can't
a hero.
Have it. Yeah.
Yeah,
Thank you.
okay, well, fair enough. Listen, we talked a little bit about Logan Paul and his seamless transition to WWE. I had a chance to interview him the other day at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, which is pretty cool. Let's take a look. Well, we can't come to Cleveland, the birthplace of rock and roll, and not go to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, right?
Absolutely.
And what better person to walk through it with us than Logan Paul? Thank
There's
you for
better
doing
people,
this.
much better people.
What?
I've never been here.
Where is the cockiness I've been told about
Nope.
when it comes to you?
Nope, I gotta be humble here in Cleveland, gotta respect the roots, and I've never been here. Take it away in the comments. I'm a fraud.
Okay.
Wait, this is bringing me back. I had like a band. I made a band.
You were in a band?
Yeah. Called
Vocals?
the Dropouts.
Guitar? They were called, okay, I like the name.
I was the vocalist.
Okay, you would be the lead singer, wouldn't
We
you?
are the Dropouts. We dropped out of college. People hated us. They threw stuff at us.
Hey, wait, so is there, are you making this up right now,
No.
or are you being serious?
No, I'm serious.
I'm like, I can't tell if he's messing with me or
No.
not. So you're a social media superstar, right? Now you're a WWE superstar, but at one point in time, could you have possibly been on a path to be a rock star?
No.
Is that what I'm learning?
Nope. Tried.
Okay.
Tried. Failed. I take pride in knowing when to call it quits.
Okay, so the rock star life was not for you. I'm sure you've been asked this before, but I'm gonna ask it again because I'm very curious. I know you've said in previous interviews, like you wrestled growing up and you're not new to wrestling. But when did becoming a WWE superstar like actually become a real thing for you?
After my first WrestleMania,
Okay.
I went back to the locker room, and all of my friends and family, what did I just watch, dude? You crushed it, and I'm like, really? Like, that was awesome. I had so much fun out there. It's like a dream. It's a dream job.
It's literally like beaming off of you, like when you talk about it. Like it seems so genuine.
I love it.
Yeah,
I love it. It's
I can
everything
tell.
I love.
I
It's
can tell.
everything I love. It's showmanship. It's physicality. It's storytelling.
Your third match, right,
Yep,
ever,
that's
you're facing Roman Reigns for a title at a premium live event.
Yeah.
LA Knight, by comparison, is grinded away for over a decade, just to get where he's at now.
Sounds like you're the one talking.
No, I'm just facts. I'm just pointing out
Yeah.
facts as a journalist.
That's what I said. I'm just going to tell you some facts.
So my question for you is, do you think that maybe part of why he dislikes you so much stems from resentment, the fact that you found success so quick?
For sure. I would be jealous too if I wrestled for 20 years and had nothing to show for it. You know? This is going to be not a cakewalk, but this is going to be something that I can do and he cannot.
Do you think he respects you enough going into this match?
If he doesn't, he's very silly. I have to be respected. I have to. That's where every single one of my opponents that I've beaten has made their mistake. They think I'm just a social media guy, and I am. But make no mistake, I'm tough. I can take the pain. I can do the moves.
All right, do you think there's a parallel between being a rock star and being a WWE superstar? Do you, in any way, feel like a rock star? Like when you come out and your music hits?
Yeah, I absolutely do. I think that's my moment. I think when I'm performing, I can puppeteer 20 to 50,000 people with what I'm saying, with what I'm doing, with my facial expressions. It's a rock star feeling. And like I said to you over there, I didn't have what it takes to be a rock star, but I definitely do have what it takes to be a WWE superstar. So in a way, by performing in front of the biggest crowds in the world, I'm living out my childhood dream.
Well, no surprise, Logan Paul had some harsh words for one LA Knight, and we've alluded to the differences in their paths already, right? So Logan Paul still has a lot to prove, I think, as a WWE superstar, certainly as a champion, and then LA Knight is still searching for his first WWE championship. I know it's a cliche question, but who needs this victory more?
Yeah.
LA Knight, come on.
Yes.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, he really needs this, I think. I mean, and he's the hungry one of the bunch, you know. Yeah, Logan Paul's going to, I don't know.
Let me ask you this,
Yeah.
Pac. Obviously, you've had a long and storied career. One of the highlights was presumably the Attitude Era.
Yes.
The locker room was very different back then. How would an outsider like Logan Paul have been treated by the guys in the locker room back in the late 90s. How would that have gone down?
He would have had a lot harder time back in my day. Yeah, we just. I don't want to say what might have happened to him, but
we don't want to take it away.
Yeah, there would have been a lot of ribbon going on. Yeah, he would have had to pay a lot. You know,
a lot more difficult back then, right? Yeah. Well, he's certainly knocking it out of the park here these days.
What he brings to the table, he's amazing.
Yeah, he certainly, you can't deny that he has fit in pretty well since joining WWE. But I did ask him how he was received backstage when he first got here, and he said, not well by anybody. So things have changed, but not that much, I don't think. But listen, X-Pac, we appreciate you coming on the set with us. The traffic is starting to build here. We are under an hour away from SummerSlam here in Cleveland, Ohio. We'll be right back with more Countdown after this.
Let me talk to you.
WWE Universe. A storm is coming to New York City.
So, what do you want to talk about?
We're talking about
Fanatics Fest NYC.
August 16th through the 18th in the Big Apple.
Come meet and greet all your favorite WWE superstars and athletes
All weekend long. Taking photos.
signing autographs.
I'll kiss your babies.
So yes, you right there. I need you to go to fanaticsfest.com.
Get your tickets, Zeus.
Because you don't want to miss this.
Man, I was just beating everybody at SummerSlam. That's why they call me Mr. SummerSlam. Nobody calls me that.
It's going to be the SummerSlam where I win the women's championship.
When Drew McIntyre defeated Randy Orton with the WWE Championship on the line. It was an amazing match and a sick finish. Watch it back.
Main eventing the Staples Center for the first time against Jeff Hardy in a TLC match, which was hell on my body, but fond memories of.
I was on the SummerSlam.
Yeah.
How'd that go for you? I mean, it went great for me.
You didn't do it, you were with Miz, right?
I had Willow out there and my wife out there for the whole week. It was fantastic. Then me and AJ just had like a little quick scurry.
I was there live at the Garden when Undertaker took on Stone Cold Steve Austin, and although I was pro Undertaker that night, it was still one of my favorite moments, one of my favorite events, attending as a fan.
I think what makes SummerSlam a special event is, WrestleMania. I think WrestleMania is just a huge thing, and everybody looks forward to it. But really, the WrestleMania of the summer is SummerSlam. You don't got to wait one whole year to get the same big match atmosphere, the huge matches, the celebrity guest ring announcers, stars.
Outside of main eventing WrestleMania, main eventing SummerSlam is that's number 2, I feel like.
There was just something always been about it that it's like a can't miss event.
I mean, Bret Hart is Mr. SummerSlam.
Yeah, Macho Man Randy Savage, or Macho King Randy Savage, in between. Yeah.
That Edge and Christian would be Mr. SummerSlams, because that TLC match, the very first one ever, was at SummerSlam, and that is quite possibly one of the most important matches in all of tag team wrestling, aka making it one of the most important matches in all of wrestling history. Mrs. SummerSlam, I would say Bull Nakano, because she's dope. That's one of my favorite wrestlers. She's in my top 3. Maybe number 1.
Becky Lynch. Anybody who can beat the EST of WWE, that's it. So Becky, you got this one.
The beautiful Miss Elizabeth.
When I think SummerSlam, I think Becky Lynch, for sure.
The most shocking moment in SummerSlam history, you're not gonna know what I'm gonna say. I'm gonna say it's when Edge and Christian won that very first TLC match and set tag team wrestling aflame.
SummerSlam 1993. The Lex Express. We're building him up. This is going to be our guy, our top good guy in the WWE. Lex is going to do it. He's going to slay the mighty Yokozuna. And he kind of did. He won by count out, and then everyone celebrated like he'd won at WrestleMania and got in the ring with them. And it was a huge party, but he never won the title because it was a count out, so it was stupid. That was shocking to me because it was stupid.
The Undertaker and Mankind, a boiler room brawl, just in the backstage, everything getting trashed, and I was like, man, this is a different place, WWE.
Becky beating Bianca in, I believe it was 26 seconds.
The first time I hosted SummerSlam,
shocked the world.
It was when Mark Henry picked me up at SummerSlam, I think 2011. Drove me into the post so hard that my heel hit me in the back of the head, and then ran me through a barricade where I landed flat on a concrete floor. I'm still hurting from that one. That was shocking for me, man.
Jelly Roll's Dead End Road is the official theme song of SummerSlam, which, by the way, will take over the stadium of the Cleveland Browns in less than an hour. Jelly Roll also performing tonight, so if you're a Jelly Roll fan, and who isn't, make sure you stay tuned. He is going to be performing live here tonight at SummerSlam. Earlier today, The Undertaker was performing of sorts. The Undertaker One Dead Man show took over Cleveland. Here are some photos from that show. Have you seen it, Rosenberg?
I have not, but I've heard it's amazing, and I love this part of his career. I did not know the man would be an incredible talker like this.
No, like great aura points. A lot of aura around The Undertaker. A lot of aura around Cleveland Browns Stadium right now as well. We are in the birthplace of rock and roll, Cleveland, Ohio. So we got to talk to some WWE superstars about their taste in music, right? Let's take a look.
Makes sense.
Cleveland, the home of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, where legends of the music world are enshrined and celebrated. Within these hallowed halls, it's a who's who of rock royalty. Music has always struck a symbolic chord within the WWE universe, leading to a number of epic collaborations with multi-platinum artists. WWE has also had its own collection of superstar virtuosos over the years.
What's up? But I'm in Cleveland, yeah! And I can't wait to be gone.
With varying degrees of musical ability. At its core, WWE is driven by pure emotion. And when that theme music hits, it not only sets the tone for the superstars, but for an arena full of crazed fans as well. One note of a signature sound can flip the crowd into a frenzy.
What makes people come out of their shells and reach a level of community excitement. Entrance music is just an extension of the WWE superstar that you're seeing. And the best musics are the ones that are very similar to the person walking out and the story being told in the music.
WWE's timeless lyrical masterpieces are embedded in the minds of countless fans around the globe. And are forever tied to some of the greatest superstars and moments in sports entertainment history.
You think of who is your favorite superstar, you probably would know their song immediately. You kind of feel that in your bones.
I'm just a sexy boy.
That's the challenge. If you've been given really great music, better live up to it. Otherwise, it's just a wasted track.
So, does the man make the music? Or does the music make the man? Arguable for sure, but without question, one enhances the other. So while every one of us has our favorite themes, there's no denying the unmatched connection between Cody Rhodes' entrance music and his loyal legion of supporters.
I I contacted Downstate. We got to work together with what those lyrics would be. And then to be able to put my own voice on it.
Wrestling has more than one royal family.
That's such a special connection to have. That song is so important. I always hope the Downstate guys understand that the American Nightmare doesn't exist without that song. It's become this whole new thing.
No matter where the song is played, Kingdom empowers the WWE Universe in a way that transcends language, borders, and cultures.
Everywhere we go, turn that music down right at the right spot, and they'll finish it for you. And they'll finish it whether it's playing or it's not. And for me, that's an adrenaline shot right to the heart.
Corey Graves makes such a great point about the importance of music in WWE. From like the most simple, going all the way back to Macho Man Randy Savage, right? All the way up to these personal themes like Cody Rhodes. But I gotta tell you, even while that package was playing, all the fans here started singing along too. It's just such an integral part of who Cody Rhodes is now.
Very much so. And let's talk also about the impact that music has on us as superstars as we go into our matches. You know? And then we're here in Cleveland, so I gotta shout.
Thank you.
Cuddy, great cash. Yeah, Cleveland is the home of many great hip hop acts. So yeah.
Wow, I'm very impressed by that. King Chip?
King Chip?
I see what you did.
AKA Rip.
I see what you did.
And we also saw this crowd immediately start singing Seth Rollins music once he was up here for his interview. So safe to say the tie is strong between music and the WWE. Jelly Roll is a huge WWE fan. He's going to be performing later here tonight, his new single, Liar. But right now, he's with the man, the myth, the legend, Pat McAfee. Take it away.
Thank you so much. It is my absolute honor to be sitting in a locker room that is owned by a man who's not only an award-winning icon, but an American dream story that will inspire generations to come. You currently have the #1 song on earth right now with Lonely Road, Sick with MGK, and tonight with Liar. The song of SummerSlam. You're kicking the entire show off. How do you feel, Jay?
Yeah, it's unreal, man, because me and you were nerding out about it off camera. We're both real wrestling fans. Like, grew up watching wrestling, so I was joking. I was saying I'm healing my inner child this month. I got slimed at the Kids' Choice Awards, and now I'm opening up SummerSlam.
And I want to let you know that everybody here from the WWE is incredibly excited for you to be doing it. You're on top of the world, could be doing anything at all. The fact that you're here, we're all very grateful for. For the WWE universe that doesn't maybe know Jelly Roll as well, what should they know about you? And what should tonight look like for them?
Oh, dude, just know that I'm the most average, uneducated, unworthy of being in this position, dude.
No, that's me.
We would fight each other about it. Twins, baby. Twins, baby. No, same thing. It's like, I'm not qualified to be here, dude. I'm just glad to be here, you know?
Yeah,
and also know that I'm one of the artists, I'm not dissing the other ones, that comes here that actually knows what's going on, though.
And we respect it. And those pipes are golden.
Yes, baby, I'm singing tonight.
And there's a reason why everybody loves you. You're great. He's a humble man. He's a talented man. He's on top of the world. And he kicks off SummerSlam tonight with performance of Liar.
Yes! It's happening, baby.
Album out in the fall. Lonely Road out right now. #1 song on earth. Back to you guys.
Pat, thank you so much. Looking forward to that Jelly Roll performance. And listen, he ain't lying when he says he is a legit wrestling fan. I interviewed him a few weeks ago, and he actually told me he would like to maybe follow in Pat's footsteps and one day have a WWE match. He is that crazy about this business.
Look, he's someone who I have not been exposed to a ton of his music, but I've watched a ton of his interviews, and his story is so inspiring. Seeing his growth and his rise, he's very easy to root for.
You think he could be a WWE superstar one day, Rosenberg?
Well, two things. First of all, his music history, he was a rapper for a very long time, underground grinding. Now he's made it awesome. To your question, Jackie, you're getting that guy out of a Royal Rumble? How? Who's getting him out of a Royal Rumble?
Ain't nobody throwing that man over a top rope.
Cardio is pretty vital in our game. If I was strategizing to take on Jelly Roll. I would run rings around him a bit, blow him up, and then we'll see how
You are
tough
so
Jelly Roll is.
judgmental. He could have great cardio.
Yeah, you don't know.
I'm going to find out, though, if I get in a ring with him. That would be grade A strategy, I promise you.
Well, listen, again, Jelly Roll going to perform here later tonight at SummerSlam. I don't know about his strategy going into matches, but I know that Gunther always has a solid strategy going into a match. He is in action tonight against Damian Priest, where he will attempt to take the World Heavyweight Championship.
Respectable champions, impressive legacies, unmatched impacts, all living out their dream, but all weighed down by fragile egos. Fragile egos that have shattered the reputation of the World Heavyweight Championship. All simple men that will shrink in front of a titan. This is why WWE desperately needed me. And this is why the World Heavyweight Championship needs me. To create a new mountaintop. I have to admit, Seth Rollins did a fantastic job elevating the title. But the burden, being the workhorse, drove him into the ground. Drew McIntyre, so concerned with an afterthought like CM Punk, could barely hold on to the championship for 5 minutes. And now, as Damian Priest honorably carries that weight on his shoulders, his foundation is starting to crack. All that work for Damian's dream to slip away in front of him. It's a shame. And as I look around at the cast of challengers, it becomes truly disgusting. I cannot respect the entertainers more concerned making the crowd sing or hitting some clever line for the respect of the mindless. None of that means anything once you step foot into that sacred ring. I am the only one that can redefine the prestige of the World Heavyweight Championship and bring it to a level no title has ever seen before. At SummerSlam, the future of this great sport is on the line. And just like everyone else that said they will teach me a lesson, Damian will fail. And I will showcase that power, dominance, and prestige this sport still desperately needs. At SummerSlam, the Ring General Gunther will become the World Heavyweight Champion.
Gunther is 6-0 since WrestleMania as he heads into this match against Damian Priest. We are about 40 minutes away from SummerSlam here in Cleveland, Ohio. At our last Premium Live event, Money in the Bank, John Cena made major news because he's coming back.
Oh, yeah.
2025, we are planning something unforgettable. So, if you want some, hurry up and come get some, because the last time is now.
The time is 2025. We are doing the countdown to SummerSlam right now, but the countdown to John Cena returning is just as exciting. With that, let's get to our top 2 SummerSlam hottest moments.
SummerSlam, Las Vegas. It is all about the SmackDown Women's Championship. Bianca Belair, the current SmackDown Women's Champion, defending against... What? Wait a minute. No, it can't be. Becky Lynch is back. It is thunderous in here. Goosebumps. One of the biggest stars on the planet.
What do you say? The EST and the man blow the roof off this joint.
I believe Bianca's accepted the challenge for Becky Lynch. It's official, the bell rings, and here we go. Belair, Lynch for the SmackDown Women's title, and Becky Lynch taking care of business with a manhandle slam. Cover on Belair. Lynch wins the title. Lynch wins the title. Lynch wins the title. She left 16 months ago as a champion. She returns as a champion.
Direct from Wembley Stadium in London, England, Intercontinental title is up for grabs.
In front of 80,000 people.
Jimmy Boy Smith, you have got to be feeling enormous pressure going into this match for the Intercontinental Championship. You will be stepping into the ring with your brother-in-law, wife of the British Bulldog, the sister of Bret the Hitman Hart.
Gonna be tough for Davey Boy to break that heart. So they know what's at stake. How bad does he want to hold on to that belt? In trouble now. The Bulldog just got Bulldog. But the hind legs, nobody's ever gotten out of this. Look at the determination in his face. And he did it in his own backyard. The winner of this bout, and new
We are ready for the biggest event of the summer. It is the second of 3 sold-out nights here at the Barclays Center.
SummerSlam is here. What a night we've got for you. The one and only Jon Stewart will be your host for SummerSlam.
Respect. I have nothing but respect. I'm excited, man.
Seth Rollins battling John Cena, the winner-take-all, title for title.
No matter what, history is being made tonight. One of these superstars, John Cena, Seth Rollins, will be walking out with both the WWE Championship and the United States Championship.
It's been an incredible 6 months for me. Cashing in, main event of WrestleMania.
Seth Rollins! Are you kidding me? Rollins with the title! The future is now!
To be the face of WWE, that's a lot of pressure. It's just been, honestly, a whirlwind is the only real word to describe it. Should be fun.
We are here in Barclays. We've got the WWE Universe. We have taken over Brooklyn.
John Cena's winning his 6th Nation. I'm going to say Rollins beat Cena tonight.
For me, moving forward, it's really about creating a legacy. My legacy is just trying to be better every single day. Trying to make this place better every single day. Trying to make everyone around me push themselves harder.
Coming up next, John Cena looks to make history. He looks to become a 16-time WWE World Heavyweight Champion. He's got to beat that man, the current WWE World Heavyweight Champion. It is title versus title. Winner take all. But Seth Rollins is in there with the biggest pressure player in the history of WWE. These guys are spent. They have thrown everything they have at each other. Look out! John Cena should win the championship. Oh, no. Neither knows. Wait a minute. What the hell is Jon Stewart doing? Stewart's had major issues with Rollins. No, come on! Not like this! Rollins has made history thanks to Jon Stewart! The United States and WWE World Heavyweight Champion Seth Rollins.
I always wanted to be the man, not one of the guys, but the man.
Beat John Cena in first ever
United States and WWE World Heavyweight Champion. So pretty exhausted from the week, you know, emotionally, mentally, obviously physically. But great night in Brooklyn.
This fall, the baddest brand in live sports has a new home.
I'm talking about history. Here we go.
These fists don't lie, baby.
You got to be kidding me. I'm only spitting facts.
NXT on the CW premieres Tuesday, October 1st.
Well, you know, guys, SummerSlam is in the blue-collar, tough town of Cleveland, Ohio. And I'm honored to be joined now by a man who has won 16 Sports Emmy Awards, 7 Edward R. Murrows. Fox Sports journalist Tom Rinaldi, who talks Cleveland, returns.
In and of itself, a place has no meaning. We assign its value. We give it significance. We call it home. For the first time in more than a quarter century, SummerSlam makes a homecoming as we return to Cleveland. It's a place those who live here call Believe Land. What do they believe in?
When you look at a full-fledged team ready to go to the Super Bowl, look no further than the Cleveland Browns.
In a celebrated son representing his roots.
I will be hosting SummerSlam in my house of Cleveland, Ohio.
In a proud man making it back through the pain.
I saw my surgeon Saturday night, and he said, I'm cleared!
In a determined woman.
Mommy's back!
Reclaiming her stage.
Liv Morgan, I'm gonna end your career.
In a maverick making his hometown proud.
I am honored to be back home in Cleveland!
It's always been Cleveland against everybody. And the city's belief has often been tested.
I'm gonna take my talents to South Beach, join the Miami League.
We don't even expect you to be good. We just want you to be watchable. You are a factory of sadness! I'll see you Sunday.
But that's only made the success sweeter, the redemption richer.
Cleveland! This is for you!
It's a place that demands a winner.
Johnny Idiot Face over there is never gonna bring you a title.
And keeps it raw.
Rock wanted me to write his song tonight, but I would never be his mouthpiece. Cause Rock's like LeBron James. He took his talents straight down to South Beach.
This is a place that loves its music. Cleveland rocks. Always. But this weekend, it rolls. And it flies.
Let's go!
It hits. And it stuns. This summer, Cleveland slams.
Well, from one broadcast superstar, Tom Rinaldi, to another. Well, you might have seen him on ABC doing some college football. How about championship boxing or even holy moly? I'd like to welcome our newest broadcast partner, Joe Tessitore. Welcome, Joe.
It's great to be here, Michael. And folks, let me just say this. You haven't lived until you've come through the entryway with Michael Cole at SummerSlam. Place goes crazy already. You are a living legend, my friend.
Joe, welcome. And I know that you're a longtime professional wrestling fan.
Yes.
We talked a lot about this last night. You're very honored to be a part of this.
Oh, blessed and honored to be a part of this. But this is absolutely not the Washington Avenue Armory in Albany, New York, when I was a little kid seeing Chief Jay Strongbow and skipping school to go to Pix 106 parties with Big John Studd. This is special, and as you know, I've been coming to PLEs for years and years now. I am psyched for tonight.
Yeah, we talked a lot about watching wrestling on WRGB.
That's right.
When you actually worked.
That means we're old.
Albany, New
That
York.
means
we're
we're
very
old.
old. But listen, I want to make an announcement tonight. Joe is actually going to start on Monday Night Raw. Monday, September 2nd, Denver, Colorado will be Joe's first show. I'll be shifting over to Friday Night SmackDown on USA. It's going to be exciting.
Yeah, tonight's good. Hey, what are you most excited about tonight?
Oh, I mean, the main event, Cody and Solo, now Bloodline
Let
rules.
me tell you something, though. CM Punk finally coming out for a singles match after all this time away. I cannot wait for Punk McIntyre.
And again, welcome to Joe Tessitore, and I can't wait. Again, September 2nd, Monday Night Raw will be Joe's debut. Welcome aboard.
Thank you, Michael.
Let's head back up to Jackie and company.
Cole, thank you so much. Congratulations to Joe Tessitore. I believe that is the first Raw out of the Berlin Premium Live event. So look forward to that. As you can see, we have moved things inside, which means we are getting closer and closer to the start of SummerSlam here inside the stadium. I'm so excited. You can see the WWE Universe. They are getting ready. They are getting their snacks as things get underway. And you know what? I'm very excited that Rhea Ripley and Liv Morgan are going to kick things off here tonight.
That's
There
right.
is a lot of bad blood between Rhea Ripley, who is attempting to win back her Women's World Heavyweight Championship, a title that technically she never lost. Let's take a look at how we got here. Welcome to the Liv Morgan Revenge Tour.
Rhea took 8 months of my career away from me.
I let you drive around my mind. I can't count the times you made me feel like I'm nothing. Play me like a fool, like a fool.
So that means that the final stop on the Liv Morgan Revenge Tour is and always will be Rhea Ripley and the Women's World Championship.
Now I know you ain't nothing but a liar. Yeah, I walk right out the fire. Yeah, you try to keep me down, try to put me on the ground, but I'm only going higher.
Get out of here! I have been told that I need to vacate my Women's World Championship.
This is karma at its very finest. Do you want to know what the best part is? This isn't the end of the Liv Morgan Revenge Tour.
You're nothing but a lie.
Dominic wants Becky to use the steel chair to take out Morgan. Morgan's the champion.
Like a devil in disguise, hiding your true colors. Just leave me alone. Keep leading me on.
I want to take everything away from Rhea Ripley.
She left me her hotel room key.
And I just want to help you relax a little bit.
You won't find nobody to love because your heart's too broke. This is what brutality!
Mommy's back!
While Mommy might finally be home, Liv is finally on top.
You're nothing but a lie.
Mamacita, let me explain. Come on.
Dominic doesn't go for girls that look like you. Gorgeous men like Dominic go for girls that look like me. I have feelings for Dominic, and Dominic has feelings for me too. Just say those 3 little words.
You want those 3 little words?
Please.
I hate you, Liv. Are you stupid? You ruined my life. I can't stand you.
I can hear you in my head, in my bed when I'm dreaming. You try to be my friend, but you're blowing smoke.
SummerSlam, I not only end your title reign, I'm gonna end your career.
You're nothing but a lie.
I would have done anything for you, Dominic. At SummerSlam, I will complete the Liv Morgan Revenge Tour and leave Dominic with whatever's left of his precious little mommy.
You're nothing but a lie.
Wow.
The vitriol between Rhea Ripley and Liv Morgan is next level. Right now, I'm standing outside the Judgment Day clubhouse, and I briefly, and I do mean briefly, spoke to Rhea Ripley about her match tonight against Liv Morgan. Her message was simple, it was concise, and it was direct. She said, Liv Morgan's revenge tour ends tonight. And right now, I'm going to pass the proverbial baton over to my broadcast colleague, Kathy Kelly.
Thanks, Byron. Well, we can't talk about the Judgment Day without talking about the women's world title match tonight. Now, I spoke to the champion, Liv Morgan, earlier in the broadcast, and she said that Rhea Ripley was actually going to be the one leaving Cleveland crying tonight. Now, I can confirm that Liv Morgan is inside her locker room right now, saging the space, hoping to cleanse it of any negative energy that she said she feels here in Cleveland. The big question is, will the Liv Morgan revenge tour finally hit a dead end tonight? Guys, what do you think?
Kathy, thank you so much. I don't know, your guess is as good as mine, but it's hard to talk about Rhea versus Liv without bringing up Dominic Mysterio, right? It has been an interesting journey for him since WrestleMania as well. Rhea claims they are back on the same page. Do we buy it?
Dominic Mysterio has been living every man's dream for the past several months. Wow, what a lucky man. He's a WWE superstar. He's got the most amazing women in the world chasing him. He's a champion here historically, and wow, I'm jealous of the guy.
He's got the Kavorka.
And he's got a great stash too.
Oh, you should try that way.
Great is not the word that I would use to describe that stash. It is foul. It is disgusting.
You're jealous. Jealousy is it's a horrible look on you, Big E.
But look, I know Dominic Mysterio is obviously going to play very heavily, I think, in this story moving forward, but he's not the only component with the Judgment Day. I'm still not sure entirely why Finn decided to pick up that hotel key card from
You know as well as I do.
Here's what this whole thing comes down to me. Are you telling me Rhea Ripley is actually good now? Like, she saw Dom say, I hate you, and now after being gone, and in your interview you heard this, he didn't call anymore.
It was disappointing when she was away.
Now listen, if one of your girlfriends had a similar situation happen with Dom, what would you be telling her right now?
I would be telling her that tonight is actually the ultimate test. Tonight is the test that Dominic Mysterio needs to make sure that he shows his loyalty. The Judgment Day has been about numbers for a long time. I don't think Rhea Ripley would disagree with that. I thought it was interesting that Dominic Mysterio was not at the kickoff to SummerSlam with Rhea Ripley. He wasn't there. Why wasn't he there? If they're so united and on the same page, what's the big deal if he's in the same space as Liv Morgan?
Love is a powerful drug, and for a group called the Judgment Day, I would say at this point in time, Rhea Ripley might be showing a severe lack of judgment.
Well, she's strong, though. She said her shoulder is 100%. She's setting personal records in the gym.
That's what she's telling us, but have we seen the shoulder tested yet? What's it like when you're getting back into the ring? And the last time when she got taken out, we knew she had severe shoulder problems.
No, very much so. Look, I just got a glimpse of her in the gym when I was at the hotel this weekend.
You big creep.
Don't make it weird. Don't make it weird.
It wasn't me, it was
we were at
you.
the same hotel. It was fine. Anyways, look, she looks strong.
I was also there, actually.
You were there too. Jackie was there as well. Look, I'm not worried about her health. I think she's going to show up 100% tonight.
Yeah, well, listen, I can't wait to see how it all plays out. Rhea Ripley versus Liv Morgan is kicking off SummerSlam tonight, which, by the way, is just about 20 minutes away. We're going to step aside for a quick break, but still to come, part 2 of Michael Cole's sit-down interview with CM Punk, which he described earlier as explosive. Stay tuned for that.
Explosive.
Explosive.
After 25 years, the most electrifying brand in sports and entertainment has a new home. SmackDown, premiering on USA, Friday, September 13th.
Hey guys, it's the phenomenal AJ Styles. I'm here with Photo Shoot. Gonna see some old and new photos. Let's check them out. SummerSlam. John Cena versus AJ Styles. A match that people wanted to see.
It doesn't get much bigger than AJ Styles versus John Cena. A dream rivalry the WWE Universe didn't think they'd ever see.
John Cena and I are completely opposite in every way, but when we get in that ring together,
Wow, Styles lands on his feet. Powerbomb kick by Styles.
it's magic. We just gel. We just make it work.
He's looking to go all the way up.
One of my favorite matches that I've had in the WWE.
Styles is going somewhere. Look at this.
Yeah.
Here comes that phenomenal. And he nailed it.
Samoa Joe, one of the baddest dudes I know. Him and I have had matches throughout the years, and they've always been good. There's just something about this guy that's just awesome. He's not your typical looking wrestler. He's not ripped to shreds or anything like that, but man, is he athletic, as most Samoans are. Unfortunately for guys like me, this guy's one of the baddest son of a guns I've ever been in the ring with. So this is a picture from SummerSlam. Samoa Joe against AJ Styles. There was a lot of emotions going on in this match. There's a lot that took place. There was a great story being told.
Hey, Wendy, how you doing? Oh. And I see she brought your lovely daughter, Annie, too. Well, don't worry, Wendy. Daddy's coming home tonight.
And this whole match was very physical.
I was thrown into the steps and actually hit my head on the steps, so I was bleeding.
It's important to me that the fans are entertained. That's probably the most important thing. But at the same time, there's, one person in that crowd that night that didn't see me as AJ Styles. She saw me as her daddy.
I'm sorry. Come here, baby.
I could tell that she was a little afraid for her dad. So that was a real moment that happened there. You can be a superstar all you want, but at the end of the day, you're a dad, you're a husband, and that's most important.
You what, baby? Do I got blood on me? Okay, I'll go get it off, okay?
Well, earlier tonight, we heard CM Punk in his most controversial interview since coming back to WWE when he sat down with Michael Cole. Of course, they talked about that controversial return to WWE. They also discussed just Drew McIntyre and Seth Rollins and this injury that he suffered at the hands of Drew McIntyre during this year's Royal Rumble. Now we will take you to part 2 of that sit-down interview, Michael Cole and CM Punk. Let's take a look.
Drew McIntyre had some very combustible things to say about you. He's made it very clear that he never wanted you back in WWE. What did all this do to you, and could you believe that this was coming from Drew McIntyre?
I didn't see it coming from Drew, honestly. I've maybe not been surprised if it was coming from Seth, right? Drew was a guy that was wasted potential for years and years and years. And he's more mad at himself. And if I'm that totem that he needs to focus on to take it out on, there's nothing I can do about that. What Drew thinks of me is really none of my business. But it's what he says and what he does to me that makes it my business. And he's made it terribly, terribly personal.
Some will say that you've become obsessed with this situation as well. I mean, it started at WrestleMania. You were on commentary with us, and Drew wins, holds the title for 5 minutes. You get involved. Priest cashes in. Priest wins the title.
Yeah.
You go on to screw Drew out of the World Championship a couple of other times, including in his homeland of Scotland. Why?
There's consequences and repercussions to things people do and say. I'm not the bad guy for returning fire. It's not being injured that's upsetting, but it's just the disrespect. The disrespect, the gloating. Drew prayed for me to get injured. It's a pretty rotten thing to do when I know himself has, been fired from this company, has been sidelined with injuries. I don't wish injury on any professional athlete. I think it's a pretty low thing to do, but Drew's dream was to be champion. My goal is to make sure Drew is not champion. Who's got gold around their waist right now? Not Drew. So who wins?
Let's talk about SummerSlam. It's going to happen.
Yeah.
You're finally going to get the match with Drew McIntyre. You've been physically cleared to compete, correct?
Yes.
Best you've ever felt?
I'll be honest. We talk about the gray in my beard. This arm, brand new, right? Everything else, athletes in their later years are like sports cars. Sometimes you blow a tire, you replace the tire. Sometimes, you need a full engine overhaul. We're not there yet, but I'm cleared to compete. And my heart is the same as it ever was. So I'm coming to fight. I don't care about a pro wrestling match. I don't care about a referee. I don't care about a bell. I'm coming to get my pound of flesh.
Seth Rollins, one of your harshest critics.
Sure.
No love lost between you two. Is going to be the special guest referee for this match. He doesn't like Drew either, which many believe makes Seth an unbiased official. What are your thoughts on Seth?
You don't believe. You're not one of those people.
No, I'm saying
Yeah,
some people would say that. But what are your thoughts on Seth being the official for your match?
If I told you I didn't care, that wouldn't be truthful. But I'm really doing all I can to focus on Drew. Because the fact is, I don't know if I can beat Drew, I know I can get my hands on him, and I know I can hurt him. I've already done that, and that's my full intention. Seth is an unwelcome distraction. He saw Money in the Bank. He saw Glasgow. He saw all these things, and he saw me, referee shirt in Glasgow, screwing Drew. And he probably thought, oh, that's a good idea. I'm glad I thought of it. When the truth is, CM Punk thought of it. So Seth is still just the jealous brat following in my footsteps. And when I beat Drew, Seth can be next in line.
When you walk into Cleveland Browns Stadium, it's going to be your first one-on-one match in a decade in WWE. What are you anticipating when you walk out to that aisleway in that huge football stadium to go into this match against the Scottish Warrior?
I'm not making a plan, except to go straight at Drew. I'm acting like this is a fight in the streets. Having Seth there, great. If he wants to be a deciding factor in the outcome of this match, I'll deal with that when it happens. I'm seeing red in Cleveland, and I'm coming right for Drew.
Good luck. I'm looking forward to being out there to call it.
Luck's for losers, Michael. I'll see you out there. Thank you.
Thanks.
Well, you heard him. CM Punk is seeing red. He's not worried about Seth. His eyes are focused on Drew McIntyre. And he has said over and over and over again, he will get in Drew's way no matter what. He has kept him from different titles, interfered in matches. Wade, I know you're super passionate about it. We're going to get to this match in a minute. We heard what CM Punk had to say. So it's only fair that we hear from Drew McIntyre. Here's Byron Saxton.
Drew, last week on Raw, you made some pretty threatening comments about CM Punk. You said you wanted to beat Punk down so badly that his heart stops. Here we are, a couple hours away from the match. Is that still how you feel?
Yeah. I wouldn't have said it if I felt otherwise. I only ever tell the truth. But even more so now, we're so close to the match. I have this nervous excitement going on right now, a lot going through my mind. And we're in Cleveland. This is where Punk walked out of WWE. And it's his first match in WWE in 10.5 years, and it's going to be his last match ever. How's he feeling right now? I mentioned this yesterday. You can never tell what a sociopath is thinking because he never shows any emotion. Did he get any sleep last night? No, the guy's got such big bags under his eyes, he's not slept in 20 years. Tell you what I'm thinking. It's not a title match. I'm not trying to beat him quick. I'm trying to hurt him. I'm trying to extend the pain, extend the violence. And if I get my way, He's going to go to sleep permanently.
Well, Drew McIntyre certainly not holding back with regards to his feelings for and towards CM Punk. It feels like we've been waiting for this match for a very, very long time. So much so, I don't really know what to expect. What do you expect out of this?
I expect a massacre in that ring tonight. And it feels like we've been waiting a long time. It feels like the WWE Universe has been waiting a long time. Times that by 10 for Drew McIntyre. He is the guy who has been attacked left, right, and center at some of the most pivotal moments in his career by a guy who was not medically cleared to be in physical contact with anyone. Well, now he is, and it's going to be a very brief window because CM Punk is back on the shelf tonight.
Well, you want to talk about a long time. I'm going to throw you some numbers at you guys, all right? By the time CM Punk gets in the ring tonight, it will have been over 250 days since he showed up at Survivor Series. He has not had a one-on-one match yet. In fact, how about some more numbers? Talk about pressure for CM Punk going in tonight. Because you have all the emotions that you just talked about, Wade. But what about the emotions for Punk in terms of nerves? I take a guess from anyone. CM Punk's last win at a WWE PLE. Let me save everybody some time.
Please.
TLC 2014, a 1-on-3 handicap match versus The Shield. Roman Reigns spears Dean Ambrose by accident. CM Punk gets the win. That's how long ago. Different eras. We're living a different lifetime. There has to be some level of nerves to now getting in the ring in front of 50,000 people after
Who've been
that
chanting
long.
your name for over a decade.
Exactly.
Wanting
waiting
to
for
see you. Yeah.
Yeah, but he does this. This is in his bones. Like, he's not someone I worry about when it comes to nerves. I think, if anything, the worry is that the emotions, the intensity, the anger, the hatred is too high and blinds these men.
Well, what about Seth freaking Rollins, the special guest referee? He can say till the cows come home that he's going to call it down the middle. I don't believe it. I don't think it's possible when you have this strong of emotion towards both guys.
Well, screwing both men in the match and blindside attacking them and laying them out is technically calling it down the middle. You're treating both guys equal in the worst way possible, which is why I think it's an absolute disgrace that Adam Pearce has made this call in the first place. We needed a top official, not Seth freaking Rollins.
What's the over-under on how many minutes into the match before Seth Rollins puts hands on someone?
He's going to be smart about it. You don't want to do it when both men are fresh. Let them tire each other out.
No, he's a professional.
Give the guys here a bit of a show. They've all paid money to see this match, and then pounce when both men are laid out. That's how I personally do it.
Look, I think he's going to be as objective as possible. People want to see this settled. I want to see this settled simply because I think if it goes on any longer, I really fear for the families. I fear for the men. This has gone on. This has gone too far. It has crossed the line many times. It needs to be settled here tonight. And my hope is that Rollins does the right thing, calls it down the middle, as he claims he will. And just allow
Drew McIntyre the winner. That's what we're all wanting.
Seth Rollins is called a visionary for a reason. He is going to have something up his very fashionable sleeve, I think, going into tonight. I think we would all be stupid to trust anyone, let alone Seth Rollins, in this spot.
Way too much emotion for anyone to keep this thing even. But let's just take a moment as fans to celebrate how amazing tonight is. This is so old school. We've been waiting to see these guys lock up for so long. Even Seth Rollins, a special guest referee, it's given me like such Shawn Michaels in the ref uniform throwback. Like, tonight is just a classic waiting to happen. And if you look at the internet, a lot of people out there who consider this to be the main event. No title necessary. We have been waiting to see these guys fight.
Really quick, and it might be this match, we are running out of time, but just match you're most looking forward to tonight, because there's 7 on the card, all of them really great.
Yeah, look, there's a lot I could pick, but this is the one I've been waiting for. It's the people's main event that you were alluding to. It's Punk, it's Rollins, it's Drew. It's that all 3 of those combustible components all together. We're gonna get something explosive.
And I'm not going to go with that particular match, although I obviously have a personal investment in it. But for me, I want to see the megastar LA Knight get his moment, get his championship. Let's get ourselves a new United States champion tonight here in Cleveland.
I will say I'm very excited for that match also because, man, the pressure on LA Knight. That how long are these people going to keep chanting LA Knight? Yeah, if you don't win some gold, it's a huge match for him. But I'm not gonna lie, it's Drew Punk.
Drew Punk for you?
I have been waiting for so long. I cannot wait.
I'm really really excited for this entire card. Like I said, 7 matches. We are 5 minutes away from everything getting underway here inside the stadium at SummerSlam. For me, it's Rhea versus Liv. Where does Dominic Mysterio stand? It is like a soap opera, and I love me a soap opera. Big General Hospital fan from
Here
back
for the
in
drama.
the day. Love
Jackie
Jason.
Redmond.
Love Jason. But again, it is a massive card tonight. So many incredible matches. Again, we are 5 minutes away. So with that, that does it for us. Thank you so much for watching. We're going to turn it over to Michael Cole, Pat McAfee, and Corey Graves to take us home. Take it away, guys.
And you are looking live at Cleveland Browns Stadium on the southern shore of Lake Erie. Over 50,000 WWE fans are expected tonight for the 37th annual SummerSlam. The undisputed WWE champion with his dog Pharaoh in tow, the American Nightmare Cody Rhodes, heads into perhaps his toughest challenge to date. He defends his title alone, all his cohorts taken out in a Bloodline rules match where anything goes. It means there's no champion's advantage. You win via pinfall or submission here tonight. The polarizing, controversial Bloodline, led by that man, Solo Sikoa, self-anointed, self-proclaimed head of the table, looks to win the championship, flanked by the new tag team champions here tonight. The Second City Saint, CM Punk, enters into a one-on-one match for the first time in 10.5 years on WWE TV. One of the most personal battles we've ever been a part of here tonight at SummerSlam. Against the man that Punk screwed out of the world title, not once, not twice, but 3 times, the Scottish Warrior, Drew McIntyre, who vows to end CM Punk here tonight. There's a big caveat in this match. That would be the special guest referee. That man who hates both McIntyre and Punk, Seth freaking Rollins. It's Rollins rules tonight. And you know what they say, hell hath no fury like a woman scorned. World champion Liv Morgan, hell-bent on the culmination of her revenge tour by knocking off Mommy and retaining her women's world title here tonight. The #1 contender, Rhea Bloody Ripley, the former world champion, never lost the title, had to relinquish it due to shoulder injury caused by Liv Morgan. Rhea and Liv kicks off SummerSlam tonight.
Ladies and gentlemen, singing God Bless America, please welcome Jelly Roll!
God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with the light from above. From the mountains to the prairies to the oceans white with foam. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America, my home, sweet home. Let's go!
And now, C4 Energy and Wingstop present WWE SummerSlam.
Tonight, from the rock and roll capital of the world, comes the biggest event of the summer. WWE SummerSlam.
Jelly Roll, my
Guy, thanks for doing this, man.
Yes, I wouldn't have had it any other way.
Listen, SummerSlam is coming up.
And it's in Cleveland.
It is in Cleveland. You're a huge WWE fan. Like, what are you hoping to see at this year's show?
What do I want to see at SummerSlam?
From Nashville, Tennessee, Jelly Roll!
Well, butterball biscuits, Michael Cole. That's some serious jelly pie.
There is no doubt that we are officially in the Jelly Roll era.